told you. You
Oh!
don't get to,
Lutetia, I don't know
Yes.
if Mad gave you a recap, but did he tell you that we now have the name of the imp?
What name of?
They don't know. They weren't awake. They'd gone to bed.
I wasn't sure if he told you. I've put the name of the imp in chat.
Oh, what's his name? What's his name? I want to know. I'll pretend I don't know in character, but I want to know the imp name.
No, in character you wouldn't know, but in the chat log I've put it.
Where? Okay. I don't see it. Where is it?
Where he wrote Dong.
Yeah, Dong.
Poor guy.
What you like?
Anyway. Oh, I was looking at the Discord chat.
Yeah. What's his name?
Chat. Poor guy.
Still Dong. It's not.
Dong.
But I need to check my notes to remember what it is, though.
Zol.
He's making Dong work too hard.
This is a bit dark, this music. Unintentionally dark.
Tiny bit.
Yeah, but they have cop death.
Oh dear. Let me know if the buzzing persists.
It does.
Still there. But DM's not even said hi to our audience of one yet.
Have we started? Because we were talking about dongs and stuff, so I wasn't sure whether we'd started or not. Apparently we have.
I mean, okay, yeah, I'll press go live. Okay, it's done.
Hi guys! Why do I have to say hello? It's your stream.
Because you're the DM.
Ugh. Hi everybody. Yeah, but you've got the webcam.
Yeah, and you said this is all a vehicle for your business. Yeah, you talk. You say the words. I'll lip sync at the camera.
You said it was a vehicle for your business.
What business?
For your job. Hi everybody, welcome to Kind of the Frostmaiden. I have to watch my language because my children are floating about somewhere out there.
Fuckers.
I need to play a song. I can't find where my default go-to song is for...
This stream is sponsored by Foundry.
Yeah, Kind of the Frostmaiden, where we kind of sort of supposed to be playing. Ice Twin Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, but we're just not even bothering. We're not even going there anymore. I've had a look of it.
It's just a lot of snow. At least we still have the
Saltmarsh? Where the fuck is Saltmarsh?
So yeah, all's going well. Yeah, I don't know where my song is. I don't know where my music is. That's oh, right. Is that just the default?
I heard it.
Nice.
Oh dear.
Never a bad time.
Anyway.
flashbacks, my friends. Flashbacks.
Let's just have tavern opening music on. This will just be our default music then, I think, from now on. Yeah, we're still in Hundlestone. The last session was just with Turlos and Sir Gris, and they just had a nice little chat, didn't they?
Yeah, we just had dinner.
It's very romantic.
We made some new friends. I'm looking forward to them being quickly alienated this week.
Well, is there any point I was mentioning it in character? I know Eileen watched the VOD, I believe.
No, I'm sure both of you did.
Yes. Well, to be fair,
I always thought you gave Aggie an update. You say.
Well, Letitia did say to me, she's like, so what happened last week? I was like, you weren't there in character. Don't worry about it. Just find out in character. There you go. As easy as that. I don't need to explain if the character isn't there. Literally no reason for he or she to know, other than it would have been easier than you having to.
Then me having to what?
So yeah, they talked. They met people. We're gonna leave it at that. That's what I'm gonna do, I think. And if you want to know stuff, what happened whilst they went to bed. Either. Right.
It's awkward.
Right. It was only Lutetia who was here before. Juan and Mr. Death. Did Mad cut off for a large part of what he was saying then?
I am not sure if it was just the pause for us to fill in.
Yeah, because it isn't like a disconnecting sound. It sounds like he keeps pausing, but I don't think he does. I've done about 4 speed tests in the last 15 minutes, and my connection's absolutely fine. I'm not getting any alerts about, because Streamlabs gives me alerts if it isn't able to like be streaming properly at any point.
Mm-hmm. If there was a pause, it felt a bit weird and unusual.
Let me have a look. Let me see what my service is like. Well, because you were saying that you're having service done in the area, though, weren't you?
That's on the 13th of May. So basically, in what you just said a minute ago, did you pause for about 10 seconds in the middle of like 2 sentences?
I mean, I don't know, because I am very dramatic sometimes. So, it's hard to tell. Should I just disconnect from Discord and reconnect?
Well, no, I also would have thought that if you were dropping
No,
off,
that will get you a late.
But I also think if you were dropping out, it would
the
be...
music would have gone.
Well, yeah, we'd get the little red banner alert come up in Foundry.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Like, even my Discord latency is all green. Maybe I was just being over dramatic. Doesn't sound like me at all, but... Right, okay. Should we just play then?
Yeah, I
Let's
suppose.
play.
Okay.
I mean, that's what we're here for.
Rime of the Dong Maiden.
Rime of the Dong Maiden. That's a different game.
So I just out of character, because I don't want to be annoying during the game. But
Just out of
is
character.
this? Yes, I just want to be annoying out of character. Is this a heist episode where we save Dong from the Blackfriar and we run in the snow naked without any food or anything?
Nice. The heist session will be super high.
I'm going to free the imp. Are we
gonna-
the imp? This is our mission now.
No.
Hashtag save the Dong.
It's saving Sol.
Save Dong. The Dong snatch. Yeah. Well, I'm not. This is the game, innit? Do whatever you want. The joys of it.
HD.
Right, but we are 15 minutes into this game and nothing's happened yet, so this is worrying me. Right,
Let's go.
Fuck's sake, Aggie, making those jokes and we're trying to get started.
I know.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
God, Aggie. This
Can't
is
help myself.
serious business. Right then. So, we finished the session at the coach house in.
Doesn't matter if they were near.
Okay, go. Go for wherever you think we're starting.
So, if you said we'd gone to bed, well, first of all, we'd gone to our chambers and gone to sleep, and there was much dramatic pause on whether we would sleep the night. DM, did we sleep the night?
Don't know yet. So,
Okay, I'm trying to sleep.
So Sir Gris goes to sleep. Tyrell goes to sleep. Eileen goes to sleep. Letitia goes to sleep. One of you, during the night,
Never wakes up.
Oh, I hope it's me.
Letitia, you open your eyes, and there is darkness all around you. You kind of like sit up from your bed, and then as you look around, the bed's not there. You can't see anything. You're not in a room. It's just darkness everywhere, apart from what looks like a few candles lit in the distance. And we're talking, I don't know, 50 meters away. But it's otherwise pitch black everywhere. You hold your hands up, and other than them blocking out the light of this candlelight, you otherwise can't see. You look left and right, even with your dark vision, you see nothing.
Okay, I would have sworn I had a bed yesterday. Weird. Can I try to touch around me? Like if I can find the wall or the floor or something, can I feel something with my hands?
So as you are feeling around, there's nothing. Even the bed where you were, nothing. Worryingly still, when you reach down to touch the floor, nothing. Your hands touch nothing.
Okay, I'm going to start walking towards the candles.
Okay. Even though you felt no floor underneath you, as you walk, you can feel yourself moving, and what starts as candlelight glows a little bit brighter and a little bit brighter, and it's almost like this image is coming into view the closer you get to it. And you see, at first, what looks like a figure huddled over a desk, robed figure. And as you step a little bit closer, and a little bit closer, there is the silhouette of a window and a little bit of light shining through. In this otherwise completely pitch black scene, things just kind of like drifting in the darkness of the ether surrounding this person, the only thing that is in this place. And they are huddled over a desk, and you can kind of just hear echoing around the scratching of writing on parchment, and they put it down like, "Ah, there you are." And something. I think you have some idea, do you not? Please, come closer, Letitia. And this person is an old sage-looking man. He's kind of like with these heavy robes on. His head is shaved bald, or is just bald, and he has a long white beard that kind of like flows down past his waist, kind of like trailing over his lap. And he's got a big smile on his face and kind of like wise, kind eyes. And for a moment, as you look at them, they kind of like they just glow slightly, like the sheen goes over them.
Okay, so I come closer. Does he look menacing, or is it like a calm?
No, he
presence?
looks friendly enough, but there is something. Even looking at him, even though he looks old and frail, he holds presence about him.
Okay. Well, yeah, I come closer.
I must thank you for your help. I was trapped in there for so long. Although quite how long, I cannot recall.
Well, it must have been more than 3 days, because it took me 3 days to open it, so...
Far longer. That much, I am sure. Please, sit. And you kind of like look to where he's gesturing, and there was no chair there a second ago. This kind of like leather, high-backed chair. This kind of like dark tan and orange color that kind of like highlights in this candlelight.
Okay, I sit.
So, what do you wish from me, Letitia?
What do you offer? I mean, it doesn't seem like there is much here besides a desk and an old man.
Oh, appearances can be deceiving. This is as much as you can handle, I believe. Where we are is in your mind, for want of a better word. What you have here is all that you know. What you can see, this is the culmination of your thoughts, experiences, your knowledge, and the darkness that surrounds it. That is everything else. All the other things that you are ignorant to.
Make me feel dumb right now. There's a lot I seem to ignore.
Ah, well. What? Your kind. Yes, dumb. Ignorant is the word I would use. You have not had the chance, the capability to open your eyes wider. But I can offer this now. You are one that heads into the fray, seeks out new experiences. Yes? I felt it, even from where I
Indeed.
was trapped. That is why I reached out to you, Leticia.
Honored.
I would like to make an agreement with you, an exchange, a deal, perhaps.
I'm listening.
I have been away for some time. I am searching for something in particular. Two things, actually. I believe that you might be able to help me in that.
What do I get in return?
Knowledge. Knowledge is power, after all. You could use it to find the things that you are looking for. Once upon a time, were there not those that called you Seeker, I believe? Even now, you are trying to find someone. To what end? For the pursuit of treasures, knowledge, power?
And fun.
And fun, yes. Experiences, that is what I thrive off the most. I feel that together we could accomplish great things. If you wish it.
Oh. So what are the things you're looking for exactly?
I know many things. I know all things. This is what you can see. And kind of like gestures around into the darkness. Allow me to show you what I can see. And the candle lights flicker for a moment, and then they swell and go brighter and brighter, and the darkness just starts shifting out, and what was complete black is just now complete white, blinding light, and your eyes feel like they're searing, and like even with your eyes closed tight, you can kind of like still see this blinding light, and it is burning into your mind, and like kind of excruciating pain for a moment, and you can kind of feel blood running down your nose. Kind of like just taste it on your lips. And he kind of like dims it again slightly. That is what I know in comparison. Apart from this. And as you kind of like, your eyes focus again, like somebody just turned the light on in the darkness and turned it back off, and you can just see like the green spots everywhere. Kind of like points behind you. And in all this kind of like now slightly dimmed whiteness, is like kind of like almost like he's turned the brightness down for you. there is just this kind of like swirling darkness in the middle of it all. Like all just white everywhere, and then this, as much as the candlelight stood out in the black, this black spot, this swirling fog, it stands out just as much. That is what I do not know, what I do not remember, and I fear it grows greater.
Hey, and do I have like a deadline if I cannot find that? Because right now it looks like I'm looking for a very specific thing in an endless sea of knowledge. What are the chances I can find it? And what happens to me if I don't?
What happens to both of us? Another thing that I do not know. What that is, I am unsure. It grows, it takes my knowledge, it makes me forget things. But there are two things that I need that right now I am unsure of. First, I need a name. Second, I need a place. The name is my own. I do not know it. And the place is wherever I am. For I do not know that either. But perhaps you can help me find both.
Okay, now that I know what you want, what do I get in return if I give you your name? Can I give you just a made-up name? Can I create a name for you?
And he...
How do you feel about Bill? You seem like a Bill.
Bill. Of course. It's a noble name, I'm sure. I can provide you with many small gifts, abilities that rival those which you currently have, things that
I like
will
gifts.
help you in your journey. If you continue to aid me in my tasks and fill in the knowledge where it is lacking for me, we shall help each other.
Hey, sounds like you have yourself a deal, Bill.
And he smiles and his eyes kind of like glow slightly again, this little shimmer just kind of passes across them. It will not be all that often that I'm able to speak with you, Letitia, but there are times when I will be able to send a message, some guidance perhaps, and I will speak to you when I can.
But
for
where do I
now-
have to start, though? You have
For now,
at least some clues or something?
no.
Start from?
I feel as drawn to you as you were to the box where I was held. And so I feel for now, following your path may be the better option for both of us. When I know, I will let you know.
Hey,
Good. And then he kind of looks towards the blackness, and then looks and is like, "You may go." And as you kind of like look over your shoulder, back the way you came, you can see your bed again. Just like hardly anything, but it's like the outline of the door frame to the room, and there's like a little trunk that was in the room and the bed. But other than that, it's just still pure whiteness in this kind of like Matrix style Neo meeting the architect type thing, just pure meeting Trinity type thing, just pure white, apart from the bed, a trunk, and then this doorway. We will speak soon. And he turns away from you, carries on writing.
bye, Bill.
Goodbye, Letitia. What do you wish to do?
I'm still in the darkness. Nothing is changing.
No, it's all light. It's all light.
Oh.
So apart from, and you can see like kind of directed you to your bed that is in the whiteness.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to my bed then.
Okay.
Do I see anything else besides my bed?
Your bed, the trunk that was in the room, and the door frame, the door that led into the room. But that's it. They're kind of like their own individual objects, as opposed to attached to a floor or walls or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to sleep then.
Okay. And you kind of like a glance over, and as you kind of like look back, as you kind of like get in bed and pull the covers over you, the desk and the books and Bill have disappeared, and the whiteness starts to fade into black, and you are asleep. And everybody, you may apply a long rest. Lucky you, Sir Gris.
Yeah.
Music is gone.
Music has gone.
I mean, to be perfectly fair, how long have you been with that reduced HP?
Only 2 sessions.
So, like, 2 months?
No, 2 sessions, 2 weeks.
Yes, about 2 months. And you all wake up in your respective beds. Tisha, as you kind of wake up, you kind of like got this piercing headache. Can you roll me a d4, please?
Yes. Three.
You take 3 points of damage,
Oof.
and you kind of like wake up with this headache, and there's like just a pool of blood on the
Not
bed
nice,
sheet.
Bill. Not nice.
From your nose. You can just kind of like rub it. It's like a smear of blood. Your eyes are aching for a minute. And if there was any doubt that what you experienced was just a dream, that is potentially to pass as you wake up with the same bloody nose that you had from Bill. And I will apply. Oh, you've taken your hit points off? Good.
Yeah.
Good. Rising from your beds, Turelios, you kind of all waking around the same time, but Turelios, as you kind of approach the door, there is a slip of paper that's been folded and put under your door through the night.
One thing I'd like to add before I get to the paper,
Sure.
because I will, of course, pick it up and see what's it all about. Before the morning comes, Eileen will receive a single mind message that I send in the sleep, and it will be just a single distressed help.
You will send her a distressed help?
Yes.
Bear with me for 1 second. Where is your...
That's from the dream thingy.
Is it under features?
From the Amulet of Dreams.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Let me read it. Amulet of Dreams.
Can I reply back, or is
Wait.
it
While we're in this amulet, you're always experiencing a period of realistic dreams when you sleep. Creatures that didn't sleep can't benefit from this amulet. You can take control of your dreams, customize them the way you want. You also get amulets once per long rest from dream to a sleeping creature within 500 feet. Okay. You send the message out in your dream, and it does not go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
It does not connect.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll let you know later what I intended for it to be, but sure.
Yes,
Fine.
This is why I had to quickly stop.
No worries. Okay. So I go for the paper and see what that's all about.
As you open the paper, you instantly recognize a note in Eileen's hand.
Huh?
And it says, do you want me to read it out, Eileen?
Yep, might as well.
Okay, so it says, Torelios, good morning. Chances are I won't be in today. Last night, by the time this big old brain of mine decided that it will not allow me to get the rest it was craving, you and the others were already fast asleep. Given where we are and how we got here, I considered that it was not worth depriving you of your own dreams. One restless sleeper in the group is enough. Thank you very much. If I am not back by noon, you'll most likely find me at the temple. I still have questions concerning the spectres we encountered, and chances are they will need someone to help with the dead. I may not be of Ilmater's, but I doubt they'd find a reason to keep me away after all that happened. I know you and Sir Gris are intending to head back to Frostbeard. I will not abandon you in that. But we've had a few rough days, and we could all do with a spot of rest. Take care, Eileen. P.S. If you see Letitia attempt to make any more deals with our host, perhaps it would do to remind her that one should not play games we would rather not lose with the one with the mask. P.S.S. to whoever is reading this other than Torilos, do mind your own business. So
I was a Dear John letter then. What's supposed to meet Eileen's new character?
So you kind of have this little kind of like concern as you wake up that your dream wouldn't connect, your message wouldn't connect with Eileen. You now realize it says because she did not sleep last night.
Huh. Well, that's not. That does not really help much at all. All right then, I'll leave my room and see where Sir Gris and Letitia are. In that case,
we never really establish how people are getting up and who's waking who up, but do you like me? Yes, no. We will say. I mean, nobody arranged for being knocked up or anything, so we'll say that.
So Gris rises early.
Okay. Well, it seems like everybody always rises early, so you all just body synced together. You all just kind of like start floating on. You kind of like hear people moving around from the adjacent rooms. So you'll start making a point and kind of collectively start leaving the rooms at around about the same time, conveniently. And I guess gathered downstairs from the somewhat warmth of your rooms, you know, padded quilts and duvets, you know, quite comfortable lodgings. Even stepping downstairs, you can already feel like a little bit of a chill, even though there's a fire that's already lit in the hearth of the coach house's main inn area. You can feel that it is indeed cold outside, and through the windows, you see that the heavy snows do not seem to have relented much overnight. And you are gathered as a threesome, either sitting if you wish to eat or ready to move on your way. To you.
well,
I think we need to eat.
Indeed. Is Eileen not joining us?
oh, it would appear that she left the establishment in the night, I believe.
To what end?
She went towards the temple, as she relies in the message. I'm probably going to check on her as soon as possible.
Go together then.
Indeed.
Well, I mean, you can eat if you want.
Yeah. Oh, I'm eating. I had a bad night, a real bad night.
Oh.
Yeah, Letitia kind of like dark under the eyes. Watch you all feel a little bit refreshed. Letitia actually looks worse now than she did when she went to bed.
You're feeling unwell?
I have a piercing headache. I I had some weird dreams, like really weird dreams. I don't know if it's like what happened in the days before, or is it that donk guy, that imp guy that's scary. I don't know, but it's something like it wasn't a good night.
Huh. Interesting. I didn't sleep too well either. You can probably also see that Turilos seems a bit distressed. Like he's calmed down, but it's still a bit twitchy.
Settled all around. What about you, Sir Gris?
Well, don't mind saying I slept fantastically well.
Humble brag.
I'm
Flex.
so good in bed. I can sleep for hours.
And as you're all kind of chatting, you see Zol from the other end of the room kind of like pop his head around. It's like he's halfway up the doorway, look much higher than he can be, so he's kind of like holding onto the doorway, and you can just hear a little as he's kind of like keeping himself afloat. Like, hello, you want breakfast?
Yes, please.
That'd be marvellous, thank you, Zal.
Anything to go? Possibly.
It's all to go if you take it. You want me wrap it up for you, yeah, like I did the other ones?
Yes.
Yes, please.
That would
Can
be
we have
preferable.
some meats, please? Some sausages, maybe.
Sausages. I can get you some. No problem.
I'd like 2 portions, please.
Oh. Big boy, you want 2 portions as well?
No. Do you have some leaves or some mint or anything that can be used to make tea?
I have a look. No problem.
And
Thank you.
did you perhaps see our friend leaving the establishment in the night or otherwise?
Yes. There. And he just makes a gesture with his face like a long nose. I
Wow.
I hear her, and then I peep, and then I just see her going. Her? I think she lady, yeah?
Indeed.
Yeah, she went some time ago. Still dark.
All right.
No problem. And he ducks his head back into the kitchen. You just hear, and for some reason, always just every time he ducks into the kitchen, just this unceremonious clatter of pans as he's looking for stuff. Humming away to himself. Seems quite chipper this morning.
Is there anyone else in the room?
No, nobody else. It would appear that there are no other guests at the coach house. At least in the inn. They're obviously all in the wagons outside.
Sure. Well, what an exclusive establishment then.
Nobody can afford the prices.
Should have brought their dice.
Okay, so good 10 minutes, and he comes back out with a little wrapped bundle of sausages. You all to go, yes?
Yes, please.
Okay.
What time does... Go
on.
What time does Blackfriar typically become available?
He kind of like, his like shoulders, kind of crouches a little bit. It's like, you get up when you get up. But he was awake quite a long time last night, and he was and he hands over the sausages and this bundle of package. You reckon you've got a good dozen fat sausages in here. It's like a good hefty bundle. And as he's saying, he's kind of like he kind of holds his hand out towards Letitia, and she kind of holds out like sprinkles a few cloves. He's like, no mint. I got some cloves though for a cup of tea. And yeah, Blackfriar was up for a long time. He was doing he kind of like makes a gesture like twisting his hands together like the box. You got him busy, yeah? And he smiles at Letitia. It's good he's busy. Keep him occupied.
Oh, sorry. I'm. Yeah.
What?
What?
Never mind.
How long have you been in his employ?
And he kind of just gives this slight smile. About.
Or is he in yours?
No. We have an arrangement, but I have been with him for. And he kind of thinks when he's like stroking his chin. Roughly 6 years, 3 months, 12 days, and 8 hours, and 36 minutes. Give or take.
Interesting. The arrangement must work for you then.
And he just half smiles. Not my arrangement.
Ah. I see.
You do.
And I'll just smile. We have business in the town, but we will return. I have business to discuss with Blackfriar about what comes next.
You going into among the wagons?
Not just yet. We can pass through, though, if you need anything delivering.
And he smiles and kind of turns around and like does his little skip and his little flutter with his wings. Back into the kitchen.
Oh, he has wings.
Yeah, he's got little wings. They're kind of like they're kind of like he's not flying around. They're like little vestigial things. They help him hover and glide. They might maybe help him fly, but he doesn't fly. He just kind of like does this little bounce and as he flutters, and he comes back with an apple, and he holds it up to Torellos. I think she liked you. You give this to S, please.
I shall, I suppose.
Thank you.
I look at him curiously.
And he looks back at you, kind of mimics the same look that you're giving him. Okay. Claps his hands. No problem. I see you for lunch.
Are we coming back for lunch?
We'll see.
Yes,
Aren't we
can
supposed to
speak
go
Blackfriar.
somewhere? My mind is fuzzy. I'm sorry.
You say you want to speak to Blackfriar, Chris?
Later, yes, once I've spoken. Once I have all my companions together, so I can speak to them about my leaving.
Okay. Okay. Bye. And he kind of like just waves at you, and then just stands there waiting for you to leave.
now that Blackfriar is not around, I'm going to toss him the gold coin that I tried to give him earlier that day.
And he kind of takes it and like holds it up in front of his face and smiles and like rolls it along the back of his knuckles, and then as it comes back around, it's like gone from his hand.
And I wink.
And he smiles at you and winks back, kind of mimics what you do. A gift.
I removed the money, by the way.
Cool. Thank you for your gift. Perhaps I will return it.
All right. So do we go through the?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Well, I will try to locate Elspeth in this case.
You can always ask someone for where we can find Shep and Ando.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be a green and yellow wagon,
Mm-hmm.
Which was that?
so maybe we can locate them.
These are people that they met last night. So they met.
Yeah, I'm asking them, not you. That was.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There's
People
people we
yeah.
met last
I know.
night.
I should have identified your Letitia voice over your Aggie voice.
That was my Letitia voice. It was more. Oh no, I was going to say more sexy, but all my voices are sexy. So let's.
Too sexy for me, yo.
Anyway, I'm going to be more in character. Who are you talking about, guys? I'm not familiar with this. What? Black and yellow? Green and what?
And you never will be. Come, Aurelius. No. These are two. We spoke to a man from the town and his daughter last night. I wanted to wait until Eileen was with us as well, but their plight has me reconsidering the time frame of our next actions.
What's happened to them?
They need passage in the direction we will be heading,
Oh,
but it perhaps
Interesting.
makes us need to reconsider the timing of our approach to Frostbeard.
Well,
I think it calls for a group discussion.
it's not only that though. They did also provide some useful information that made us rethink things regarding the man who's fleeing from us.
interesting. Well, let's discuss this with Eileen then.
Yes, that would be probably the best. Do we see by ourselves the wagon? Is it easy to find, or?
I mean, if you're gonna kind of like have a walk around the lengths and looking among the wagons, you will find a green and yellow one. It's still pretty early, so most people are still asleep. I'll say. Is this a- About a little less than halfway down. So this wagon's been, if we're kind of like going off how close they are to the inn, like how long they've been here. These people have been here for a while already, and you see the green and yellow canvas, but you also see Jerem sat in the seat of the wagon. He's kind of got the big coat wrapped around him, and blowing his hands, and he kind of like sees you and raises his hand.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Early out already.
Yes, we have to. We have to go find our friend, and
And
While Trelios glazes over, I'll say, first of all, how does he look, and how does he...
Okay.
Yeah, okay. How does he look, how does he smell?
He looks okay. Yeah, looks fine.
He stunk of ale a lot last night. He's it's like a father with a bit of a sob story, but he clearly stunk of a bit of stale ale. But don't worry, I shamed him for his substance abuse.
He did. He doesn't smell any better or worse. Doesn't smell like he's had a shower, overnight. But so there's still a tinge of it, but he doesn't smell of anything fresh.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's had all that conversation and gone back home and gone, right, get on it.
No.
Okay. Trelios, you clammed up for a moment there. Are you back with us?
did I?
Yes,
Yeah.
you just stopped entirely for around 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, that's unusual. I didn't click the mute button.
Oh, that's why you stopped? I was thinking you were just like out of things to say. We're like, okay.
No, I was talking actually, and I'm not sure why I didn't pick up. So sorry for that. Yeah, I did ask him. I guess I didn't. I asked if his daughter was awake and around.
Oh no, she's still sleeping. It's still a bit early for most folk, as you can see, but there's always a few of us that try to stay on watch. We rotate it, keep an eye on each other's wagons and things. It just happens that tonight was my watch.
Oh. Well,
Why you after Ez?
that's a very simple thing. Her little friend from the tavern. Is it a tavern? Would you say that?
The coach house is in more of an inn than
yeah.
a tavern, but sure.
Okay. Yeah. Her little friend from the inn wanted her to have this, and I procure the apple.
And Jerem kind of like holds his hand out and takes it, but you can see there's just uncertainty with it. It's like, yeah.
Anything I miss?
I mean, you've seen what it is. I think I know what it is. There's a lot of things, Just I don't know. He just seems to have taken an interest. I don't like it. When he's around, and I kind of just accept it and deal with it, I guess. But it just gives me the creeps a bit.
Would you rather have something of our rations in that case?
No, I don't think he means her harm or anything. I don't. And food's food, right?
Well, I suppose.
I suppose. But I mean, if you do have something different, then I don't know. I mean, if he's going to ask, if he sees me and he asks about the apple, is it going to be strange? Did I not give it to him? What's he going to do? And you can see he's like a little bit more worried if he doesn't give the apple, more than worried about if he does.
Okay.
No, I'll take. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be okay. We're not going to be here for long, so it's okay. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it. She'll enjoy it. Thank you.
Give him a nod. Well, I suppose we'll be on our way. We're kind of in a hurry, so just wanted to leave it and be on our way.
Remember, if you need anything,
Yes, we will talk to you, I'm sure.
Okay. Great. Fair days, fair nights, and all that.
Yeah, we could use those.
Yeah. Kind of just gives you the head nod to all of you, and kind of like looks at Letitia, like who he's obviously not seen. Well, he's kind of like seen in passing, but he's like gives you like a more reserved nod.
I nod back.
Well, we are all well and nodded.
Well, and nodded.
We can be on our way.
And you turn on your way.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Eileen, where are you at this moment in time then?
Still at the temple. I haven't left anywhere. The question is, have they allowed me to do my thing or not?
Yeah, I think when you arrived, I think the guards that were placed on, that were placed on, they were aware of who you were when you approached. Roll me a persuasion check. Which kind of DC 10.
This is where the one comes in. I feel it in my bone.
Your single bone.
Yep, just the one.
Feely bone. Okay. They you kind of explain that you're wanting to go and help and sort the bodies out, and you can see from the one guard's face that he is more than happy for you to go and do it on your own. That he feels confident that he doesn't have to escort you in there where there's all these strange things. So you are left to go inside well, where you have the full roam of the church if you need it. The guards are kind of like just hanging by near the front door, kind of like hanging around near the pews, but they kind of like leave you to do whatever you wish. So what do you wish to do through the night, then into the early hours of the morn?
Well, brave thought. I kind of mutter to myself and look over the bodies. Well, I guess it's just you and me today, gentlemen.
Yes,
And I get to work. And I get to work. I do give them their rights as best I can, probably fumbling over a couple of words in the process at one point, but the curiosity does get the better of me, and at one point, be sure that the guards are properly leaving me alone. I'm trying to make, well, my own kind of investigations. I'm poking around just to see if there's any shift in the temperature, if there's anything off about the body of the priest who recently got.
Father Denro.
Yes.
I can't. Did they take did they take the Lord's body? I feel like did they not take it when she left?
Yes.
Then it's just Father Denro.
Just Father Denro, and if you want to do anything with any of the bodies and bones down in the crypt that have been
Oh yeah.
filed.
Full cleanup. Full
You do-
cleanup.
You're doing full cleanup duty, are you?
Yep. There's a long light ahead of me. I had to keep myself busy.
Okay. Roll me, I will say, perception check. As you're kind of like roaming around down, you kind of like do your preparations and light your candles for Father Denro and clean his body up as as best you can using a lot of his own supplies. Are you leaving the body? Are you taking the body downstairs?
Am I able to pick up how he does things? Like usually takes the body downstairs to be prepared, etc., etc. Is that where he buries them?
So it would seem that the bodies are brought down to be prepared, like the bodies are kind of like embalmed and stuff, then put in coffins and then buried at some point. But he was saying that because it's been so cold, they've not been able to dig the earth. So the body's just been basically kept down in the crypt because it is cool. It's basically just like a refrigerator. So the bodies weren't necessarily, going rotten or anything like that. So at some point they would be buried when the snows pass, but as it stands, there's nowhere for the bodies to go. So he would just be preparing them, cleaning them down, tending to any wounds, dressing them, and kind of like fitting them in any clothing and whatever their last rites would be.
Yeah, pretty much. Make them to be as presentable for funeral rites as possible. The whole shebang.
Okay. I'll say that kind of like in his private quarters, you find he has another set of vestments that you can kind of prepare him in. I mean, he's a worshipper of Ilmata, so even his refinery isn't refined. It's very basic. It's very kind of like brown and drab and plain. But that's just kind of like the way that they are. I'll say that roll me. Let's have a look. I'm gonna say roll me a religion check for this because you're not a worshipper of Ilmata, but you can roll me a religion check. Cool. I will say that you know enough about the general preparation of bodies anyway. It's very similar from place to place, and then you kind of like go and look in like among the books and stuff, and like get some of the holy the books to Ilmata, and you're kind of like reading some of the what seem to be the verses as what would be read for last rites and whatnot. And as far as you're aware, as far as anybody around you can say, you do a pretty good job at tending to him. I'd say you do them. I'm presuming because the preparation area had been smashed to pieces downstairs. Are you kind of preparing his body upstairs, or are you looking to? What's the plan?
I think I am going to patch up downstairs a bit.
Okay.
as that's going on. Maybe I'm going to find either some planks to put over the smashed table or
Okay.
something similar, more makeshift.
Okay, cool. So I'll say that you're kind of like you light your candle for him upstairs, and whilst that's burning, kind of like roll your sleeves up and you head down into the crypt, which is just bones and wood everywhere. If you are kind of tidying this place up and kind of like separating bones from debris, is that what you're doing? Are you looking to kind of clean it up to that extent?
Yes, as much as possible. I'm
Sure.
not going to find all the femurs. I'm not going to cry over it, but
I mean, it's literally, is this a bone or wood? It's a bone, that pile. Is this wood, that pile?
yeah.
There's no way that you're putting the bodies back together, like a jigsaw
Totally.
puzzle or anything like that. Yeah. The fact that the skeletal swarm was just a mishmash of all the bones anyway. There's no way that you could do that. But you can kind of like separate them out and maybe kind of like keep the skulls to one side or something like that.
Yeah, I have my head full, but not to that extent. I know when I see a losing battle.
Yeah.
I'm probably just going down, looking at everything over, and just kind of letting out a okay, and get to work.
Yeah. As you're kind of like doing it, it is curious that. So, like, I mean, the room that had the teacher and the children in. Are you going into there at all?
Probably as I am finishing up with this room.
Okay.
More along the lines of I am sticking to the plan, but then the curiosity just gets the better of me. It's in the back of my skull for a long, long time, and more like in the hours where it's cracking at dawn, I'm finally giving up and saying, "All right." And I'm going towards where the school teacher and her kids were buried.
Okay.
Held.
Yeah. And kind of heading into this area. Can you cast light, or are you using a torch down here?
Yes, I can.
You can cast light.
No,
Okay.
I'm probably finding mismatched things. Either I'm putting it on
You
the
got
maze and
candles as
finding
well.
scones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but candles leave scent things. I don't know if it's going to interact with anything. Light is a flashlight. It's not really going to leave smoke.
Okay.
Anything else?
Well, if you recall from the thing, there were sconces. There was just nothing in them, so there were sconces on the walls to light torches and stuff. So,
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
I find one, light it every hour. And that's
Cool.
how I keep track of time.
Cool. So we'll say after a good 5 hours, you've separated as much of the big debris and as many of the big bones that you can find. There might still be a few finger bones and stuff scattered about, but you've kind of like separated most of it. You've prepared Father Denro, and you've been kind of like preparing him, then going finding a few more bones, kind of like touching him up a little bit more, even though he's been finished for ages, and going finding, just kind of like avoiding going into the other room, and then you kind of like, okay, I've got to go in there, and you head in, and the whole area, and this entire crypt is like a freezer. It's really, really cold. Even like when you're next to the fire, it's kind of like, it's pretty cold, and you hate it. You hate the cold so much. And when you get into the room where the teacher and children was, for whatever reason, it actually feels slightly warmer in here.
Fight or flight response is activated. I'm awake. I am clearly awake. Out of curiosity, when I was knocked by the wall, did it leave a dent?
I mean, it's a heavy, heavy stone wall, so I think you're good.
Okay. Because that would have been hilarious.
So yeah, so there's just her coffin and the 6 coffins of the children, I believe, and they've all got these white candles on top of them. I can't remember. Did you light them as you left?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So they are well melted down now, kind of like melted on top of the coffin.
I think I would have been a bit more concerned if they were still lit.
What do you wish to do?
Okay. Did it suddenly go warmer?
No, it just felt not even. Not, I don't know. It's hard to say whether it was warmth, whether it was you feeling warmth, whether it was just a good feeling, something well done, or whether it was a presence. There was something. Just something felt different in this room than it did in the other room. Call it what you will.
Feeling profoundly foolish, I am calling out. Pardon me for asking, but are you still here? To the empty room.
Mm. There is no answer.
Well, I'm speaking to myself. No answer is probably a good answer. So I still wonder, I continue speaking to the empty room, what got you to stay behind? Or better yet, what got that man to stay behind? And I'm trying to fish through my brain. And I'm just monologuing to the room at large. How much do you know about ghosts? Give or take.
I would say, given that you are a cleric of Kelemvor, so it is all about helping people move over to the other side, it would depend on, from your backstory, how invested you are in the teachings of Kelemvor yet, or whether it just feels like something that you've kind of like latched onto. Because maybe it's something that you need to learn more about. Maybe you've just kind of like learned some rituals and rites and stuff, but you don't know necessarily.
I probably don't know anything specific about them at large. I've
Okay,
been
then I
dealing
will.
with bodies mostly, living
Sure.
beings.
Then I will say, roll me a religion check. I will call it a DC 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you don't know the details, the ins and outs. You know enough that ghosts and spirits in and of themselves, it's usually unfinished business. That is usually the reason that these spirits stay behind. They are either not ready to move on, or something's keeping them behind, and the state and form in which they return, the more aggressive the spirit, usually it means there is much anguish and violence or malevolence that was part of their life or the way they died. There's something that keeps them here, whether willingly or not. But as for these spirits here, you only know what you saw. She was kind of like, she stayed behind and fought once the spirit of the one who killed the children appeared. That's So make of that.
I probably know it more from folk tales than actual notes by this point, so
Sure.
that tracks.
Sure.
I'm still probably monologuing just to make noise. Because the silence is probably going to get to me very, very fast. Especially down here.
I will say, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, yes. Now, I can understand. You see, you stayed here because it was about the children. But whatever happened to that man? Like, was he so completely off his hinges, or has he been so filled with hate that he just had to stay behind for a last hurrah?
well, you're thinking about it, and even as you're thinking and going through it and retracking what happened and confronting and seeing this dark spirit for the first time, you kind of like start getting the chill, and you kind of like, you kind of like feel your nerves going a little bit, but take a deep breath and calm yourself. You keep cool, you keep calm, and you manage to get through your tasks and do a bang up job. Give yourself inspiration, please, Eileen.
Ooh. Well, thank you very much.
So, unless there's anything else that you wish to do whilst you are here,
I take a final glance around everything to be sure that it's as well kept as possibly be. And just say, well, nothing more that can be done, I suppose. Well, might as well see if the others are doing any better. God's help me, some of us must have gotten some sleep. Eileen, old girl, why did you think this was a good idea? I do not know.
and as your bones aching from no sleep from an entire day of traveling from the day before, everything that had happened, and then just through the night moving debris and bending over and carrying bodies and just being on your feet for so long, you are just aching top to bottom. And
Sounds right.
yeah, and as you're kind of making your way back up the stairs, kind of like hand on the wall, kind of like supporting yourself. You hear, presumably, you guys are heading straight to the church.
That was a plan.
You kind of like come up, and as you open the crypt door is open. You can see already that it's slightly brighter. Day is broken, kind of like coming in through the windows, and you hear voices outside, and outside, the group are stood with two guards who guard the front of the church. They've stepped out. You can kind of like feel the draft, Eileen, from the door of the church being
Goodness.
opened. You can feel the cold coming through, and you hear them saying, "Oh, sorry, but no one's allowed in." And that's the three of you who are stood outside in the snow with these two guards in the early hours.
We are here with our companion who wears the mask. I believe she's already ministering to the fallen.
Yeah, that's right. She's been at it all night, actually. I wasn't even here when she came. We've already changed shift, and it seems like she's still at it. But she's got a reason for being in there, and the three of you don't. And you're kind of hearing this going on, Eileen, from inside the church. You can kind of hear this discussion on the other side of from the front of the church happening.
Goodness grief, I just muttered to myself, is it even noon yet? Anyway, that I can tell the time? Probably not.
You can roll me a nature check, and we can see if you can roughly guess it. Actually, roll me with advantage because you were burning torches as well.
I'll just
Roll again. Yeah, roll again. Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, I would say that you know that dawn has broken, but given how heavy the snow is, it's kind of like obscuring a little bit, so it's hard to guess, but still definitely not noon. Anywhere between, I'd say, 7 and 10 o'clock it could be. Hard to tell though.
I am just approaching, and as they're discussing, I just let my beak poke out. I'm just sitting between the two guards, waiting until I see that they notice me.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of facing these three, so these three kind of see your little beaky face pop through the door. And at your expression, the guards turn around and kind of like seeing us. Well, looks like she might have all finished. Have you done in there?
As good as can be expected.
I know that. I know there's a lot that went on. But, honestly, from all of us, thank you. You know, you didn't need to come and help like that. You know, we all appreciate it.
You're welcome. And don't worry with the slot. They're with me. Once they are telling what they mean to. Good morning, troop. I tell to the others as I am now preparing to leave. Miss me already?
Glad to see you.
We thought you could do some breakfast. I'm sorry it didn't get to you as soon as it could.
Don't worry about it, I couldn't sleep. But now that you mention it, breakfast does sound wonderful. You're all here, all in one spot? I'm going to assume that you have all managed to patch it up. Whatever it was that you were doing the night before. There was an energy among the lot of you. By that I am looking between Leticia and Sir Gris.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said at the end of the sentence. Before this one.
She was looking between.
Did you manage to patch it up? Because there was some sort of energy among you.
Oh,
All
patch it up. Okay.
bullshitting aside, it was so long ago, but if we were arguing, I can't remember what we were arguing about.
Same old stuff. Whether we're
Same,
going
I think
still
it was
Frostbeard.
Frostbeard. Yeah, it was Frostbeard. Oh, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I think we have other problems to tend to now, so we'll call it a truce. And I look at like Harrison. At
Harrison.
Harrison.
I look
What
through
are you doing here?
through the fourth wall beyond character.
No, Harrison is the stable boy, the one tending to the horse shit.
Yeah.
I met him near the inn.
I last night presented developments. I think we should discuss it as a group and decide what our next actions are.
Fair enough. That being said, what happened to the lot of you? You're all looking fine and dandy, but what happened to you two? I say, looking towards Turielos and Leticia.
Have you stepped out of the church, by the way? Are you kind of like out in the snow with them? Or are you still in the doorway?
I am out of the door by now.
Okay.
It's-
The guards kind of like, yeah. The guards sit
entire
the hat.
discussion in front of them.
Sure, the guards sit the hats and they go back inside because they're not standing in the snow like idiots. And the two of them go back inside and shut the door, leaving the four of you out here. It's not as dark as it was, so you can kind of like see a little bit better the shapes and silhouettes of like streets and stuff. You can kind of like make out the rough terrain, but it's still, you know, it's still quite heavy snow, but there's a lot more visibility.
Oh, lovely weather.
Well,
You can feel the sarcasm.
well, it was a bit of a tough night, I suppose, but nothing too problematic, I'd say.
And nothing too bad. I met a guy named Bill. Seemed like a nice pal. You know.
Is that where that came from? I say, pointing at her face.
Oh, do I still have blood on my face? I don't think I do. I cleaned it or something.
Yeah, and you know, wipes it off. She just looks a bit tired.
It would have been a good tie-in. Why
Are
are you
you
so
still-
tidy?
Are you saying I look ugly? Eileen. I might just start wearing a bird mask, Joe.
I don't know. It might be welcome one. I can make you one similar to this.
Oh, I would love to. To be honest.
From one bird lady to another.
Well, what was that about a man named Bill? Did you make any acquaintances, or was it like a joke? Or
Oh yeah, no, just a strange guy I met yesterday during the night. I don't remember exactly when. I don't know if it was before I went to sleep or while I was going, something like that. But I remember an old guy, very weird. He was looking for something.
He entered your chambers?
Maybe, I don't know. It's all weird. I can't really place where it was, but I remember it was yesterday. I think maybe the day before. Oh, definitely yesterday. Yeah.
I blink, and I am going to say, pardon me, as I am going to check Leticia for a concussion.
And you can see that Letitia, her eyes are like a little bit darker and she looks a little bit rougher, but she's still got that kind of like scatty little kind of like smile, kind of like looking around like, you know, what's on the menu for today, guys? What are we up to? Just that kind of like, you know, I don't know, some person came in my room, like it's so cool and like it's not even a problem. It's like, yeah, I don't know, we'll work it out. It's fine.
Yeah, stuff happens. You know, yeah, exactly.
Just lives for the moment. Lives for the moment.
Child, let me be sure that I understand you correctly. A stranger came into your room in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, he was like looking for his name or something. I think he had like a disease. Maybe he looked really old, like more closer to death than anything else. So maybe I left the door open and he was like looking for his room. I don't really know. We made the deal though.
You did a what?
Yeah, I mean, he was like rambling and saying stuff, and I just assumed he, you know, I was tired, so I just said, you know, go his way, tell him what you want to hear, and then so we can go back to sleep.
this is concerning.
I mean, I don't really know how to deal with old people. You're the only old person I know, Eileen, so we don't really age where I come from, like not in the same way.
Well, I am of course flattered that I am opening up the way for the older generation. You have still informed us of the fact that you have came in contact with a stranger during the night, where we
Yes.
should by all means be safe.
I mean, I didn't feel threatened.
Is there anything missing from your room? Do you have everything?
Yeah, yes, I think so.
Have you checked?
No, I should. I'm gonna check.
Okay, well, Letitia's having a little scramble through her personal wares. What is the plan? Are we standing? Are we walking and talking? Have we got a direction? Are we looking for somewhere to, you know, we just stood in the snow at the moment? What's the plan? What's the plan, guys?
Might as well. It might be a good idea for the lot of you to tell me what has transpired, because apparently a lot has. Where are we off to? Because as much as I enjoy the scenery, sitting in the middle of the road, collecting snow is not a pleasant pastime.
Well, I suppose we should just. Well, we will have business with the Blackfriar, probably, after all is said and done. So we should maybe just head there. I don't think we have anything else to do at the moment. Not until we plan our next moves.
Gris mentioned that he wanted to discuss something with us about
Yes.
helping some people cross to somewhere, but I don't have the details.
Well, maybe we should discuss in another place than the coach house. So, are there any other inns
Center?
around here or places where we could?
You were told that the only other tavern that did exist has been shut down for months.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm sure there are private areas that you can kind of sneak off to one side and stuff. But
Well,
as far as gatherings go, I mean, there's obviously shops and things.
I'll say then that we could just go to Jenna, just not to sit in the inn while talking about possibilities regarding Blackfriar. Jenna's wagon might be a safer place to discuss all this.
Indeed, it works for me.
Sounds completely fair. I'm up for it. You can fill me in on the way.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you want to walk and talk, or do you want to gloss over the deets, or and what do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, to save.
Going over the things that we've already heard.
Yeah, I would be relaying to them how, although I was the strongest proponent of going back and dealing with Frostbeard, conversation with Jerem et al. Has made it clear that Sribbits is only a couple of days ahead of, I believe, 5 days travel ahead of us, and to head back, obviously down to Frostbeard, will turn that into weeks and weeks. So knowing how relatively close we are to our quarry, I think we should consider pressing on.
And leaving Frostbeard alone.
Or just, the Baroness is amassing forces, isn't she? Maybe give them all the information we can.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on their way. Just explain, we've already done a fair bit. New information has come to light. We need to try and crack on and wish them well.
Okay. So that is Griss's opinion on the matter now. That you are closer. You've not, still 4 to 5 days. I think Jerem wasn't entirely sure. 4 to 5 days behind Sribbits and the people he was travelling with.
Mm-hmm.
And indeed, heading all the way back to Frostbeard would indeed be a thing. So what do the other three feel?
I feel like we should get going and catch Ribbit, Frostbeard isn't going anywhere, and he's only hunting small game, so we know that Ribbit is involved in something much bigger. So that sounds like the obvious choice here.
Well, it depends on what we can arrange with the Blackfriar, because as we know, he was involved with enabling passage to Sribbits and his group. And if it were possible to stop them, to stop the help that they will be getting on the other side, still, it could be very useful and could allow us to catch up with them at some point. But if not, we are still behind. And then maybe we should just consider trying to do a quick job regarding Frostbeard, and then follow.
A quick job
Quick. Us.
is 2 days back down the road.
Yeah.
2 days travel into the.
Well, yes.
Hills.
So you're looking at about a week.
Yeah, sure.
At minimum.
It's quicker than waiting for all the people that will gather from
Oh, sure.
other cities and then walking with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily quick, but it's quicker. That's
If you do it.
yeah.
Well, herein lies the thing now. So it's Turios saying that he thinks you should still go and deal with Frostbeard before heading after Sribbits.
Possibly, depending on what the situation allows us to do.
No.
If we cannot get anything from Blackfriar, then and it also depends on whether Blackfriar will be happy to arrange for us to go forward, and how quick he can arrange that. Because we don't know anything about what he does exactly. I mean, we know what he does. We don't know the time frame of it at all. We don't know if he can call the sleigh, right? Was it?
I think a better question would be less if he can, but if he will.
Yeah, well, that's that as well. So both of those, I suppose, are pertinent. And then we need to also make our own preparations if we want to go north and through the passes. So that's also not something that we can just get up and go, I think. Unless I'm misreading the situation. It all sounded like we need to prepare either way.
So the gist of it was, and just to clarify for those that weren't here, is that to travel from Hundlestone, following the road of Ten Trail, towards what would essentially be the valley that leads through the spine of the world, the massive mountain range that divides the south with Icewind Dale. It is a long and arduous journey. It is a week's travel at best to get from Hundlestone to Ten Towns. You were told that whilst normally people would use their draft horses and wagons, particularly in spring where, snows have thawed a little bit, and people would just travel the road as normal. But you've been informed by Jerem that the situation is now that the Ten Trail is impossible to travel up. The spine of the world is almost impossible. But Blackfriar is able to arrange, using his sending spell, able to get message to his companions, his group, his organization from Bryn Shander, the main city in Ten Towns, the main town, to get arrange dog sleds to make the journey towards Hundlestone, where you could meet them basically at the entrance, into the valley on the Ten Trail. So where the horses can't get any further, you would then meet up with dogs and sleds and be taken the rest of the way. And I believe it was priced at 200 gold pieces to send a message, which is why so many of the folk here have thus far been unable to move on.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where currently stand, and it was said that somebody that matched Srivitz's description with 3 other people that he was seemingly traveling with, they have made this journey about 4 or 5 days ago. So a little bit ahead of you with your trip to Selfie Stop. You were kind of like relatively right behind Srivitz from Luskan, but your efforts with Frostbeard put you behind slightly. So now he's got a bit of distance on you, it would seem.
Well, let's go see Blackfriar then.
Well,
So are you heading?
Before we potentially reveal all of our intentions, I feel like we should decide on an action. Which is it to be?
I'm just mulling it over. Have we reached the stage house yet?
You can be talking in the street as you're walking if you wish.
Yeah, that's probably the safest choice, to be honest.
I mean, yeah.
Kind of huddled together and chatting to each other. And also, the thing with Jerem is that Jerem, his wife, Jerem was looking for passage with yourselves because he can't afford the gold to get to Bryn Shander for passage for himself, his wife, and his young child, his 4-year-old Espeth. He said that nobody else is travelling up there. There's only one other person that appears to be looking to travel up there, and you guys quickly deduced that you think that was Ket, the bounty hunter that you met at Selfie.
Did we all pick up on the fact that he's a bounty hunter?
Yeah, because
Yes.
I recognised that he was from a bounty hunter organisation.
Bounty hunter organization.
I imagine everyone would have known if we'd ended up being welcoming enough for him to sit and join us. But he basically came in and was like, well, fuck you all.
Yeah, he said he was when you met him, I think he said he was on he was tracking somebody.
Yeah. She's moving in the same way as we are. Curious.
Well, roll me
Going north these days.
an intelligence check, Sir Gris.
I will roll an intelligence check.
I'm going to call it DC 15 though. This is a big boy one.
Wait, there are checks in this game?
Just because we've had so much time that's passed.
I'm just taking a piss of passive thing.
So, Sribbits was travelling ahead of you.
Yes.
Ket was just ahead of you.
Yeah, he's after our boy.
Pardon?
He's after our boy.
Oh no, Ket told you that he was after 3 fugitives.
Mother...
And Sribbits has now found himself in the company of 3 people that you were told didn't appear to be his companions, but he was travelling with them.
Don't.
We could have had this guy with us. But you were obsessed with your Sudoku!
Well, he's still in the coach house. He's sleeping in the stable with his horse.
Yeah. I
He might be a ranger.
I stop having just... How are you with survival checks? I suddenly have had a revelation. Hold on. That horse wasn't talking at all. I need to stop by the stables before we see Blackfriar. I think I may have overlooked something. Thankfully, I'm so tremendously intelligent that it has now come back to me.
I'm incredibly proud. What have we forgot to tell Jenna?
Have we what, sorry?
What have we forgot to tell Jenna? I'm saying from the moment that you said that you need to go among the wagons.
Not Jenna. Sir Gris. No, that's me. Cat.
What is happening right now?
Jesus. Yes, Cat. I meant Cat. Good grief. Yeah, I don't know what just happened to my brain there those last few minutes, sorry. So yes, I would like to stop by the...
You want to head to
Stabler's
stables?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the lad we've left a very lasting impression on?
A very bad impression, absolutely.
Better you than us.
Okay. You kind of make your way. You've kind of like been walking around. There's been quite a lot to explain. You've been kind of like, ambling back and forth. Kind of standing still, chatting to each other, talking over what we think we should do, and then kind of like made your way to the coach house. And people, there's a few more people around. It's still relatively early, but most people are kind of like wake up and have very little to do, so they're just ambling around and passing through the coach house. Got it in the end. You're kind of like asking around, does anybody know where the man called Ket is or whatever? Presuming you are just trying, or are you trying to find him sneakily?
No, I'm just looking for him. Yeah, totally.
Sure. You have kind of like pointed towards it, and kind of like reach the stable, and you kind of see the familiar black stallion, kind of like milling around in its stable. And as you approach, you kind of see in the far corner, kind of like sat in the straw, in the corner, just sat there with a dagger, kind of like peeling an apple, kind of like eating it. And he's like got like some paper unwrapped like rations in front of him. He's just kind of like clearly having a bit of morning breakfast, and kind of like as you approach, he kind of like looks over.
Oh, sorry. Can I? If he sees me, I will make it clear that I've locked eyes with him for a fleeting moment, but then I will turn to the horse.
Okay.
Hello again.
Roll me a persuasion check.
The horse is, of course, the most important character.
I call it DC 10.
This entire trope.
Oh.
Okay, he kind of like half smiles. Like, good to see you again, Sir Gris.
And you, Cat, and you. I regret the atmosphere that was formed after we spoke last time.
Indeed.
My companions, some of them are still learning niceties. They are from lands afar, as I'm sure you could tell.
Fish out of water, some might say. Kind of smiles to himself. And kind of like cuts a piece of his apple off and chews it. Still. It's to be expected. Foreign folk in foreign lands.
1 second, Thomas is crying.
Oh, fucking
I know, give me a minute.
Thomas, not again.
You're up.
Why you do this? Why you do this, Thomas?
What's the matter, mate? Doing D&D. Come here.
Meanwhile, just to be sure, are we with Sir Gris?
I'm presuming you are. It's like I don't know how far you've hung back, or whether you've decided, to kind of like approach the front. It's up to you. I think you're with him, but you're not necessarily stood at the. Because I mean, Ket couldn't see you. He's like lying in the stable, so he couldn't see if you were stood back a little bit. But you could hear the conversation.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I mean, you can be involved if you want.
The ones who left the best of impressions.
Indeed.
I mean, I think I'm probably not going to leave the best of impressions on anyone, but that's besides the point.
I suspect Sir Gris is some kind of construct or automaton, the way he shuts down and just leaves, just so weird.
He's
Powering down. His psionic energy was just depleted.
Yeah, he needs to recharge.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, Thomas.
Darling, what has happened to you?
Are we all engaged in this exchange? Oh, okay.
Well, you're as engaged as you want to be. I think you can all hear it.
No worries. I was just considering going to Jenna or something in the meantime, but since Harrison is already back, there's no need for that.
Okay.
Let's just continue.
Sorry. Am I back in conversation with him, or have we panned something else in the meantime?
Yeah, no. So he kind of like he sits up a little bit and kind of like turns to one side. So instead of like where he's in the corner, like feet facing towards you, he's kind of like shifted his body. So he's now kind of like sat up a bit more. He's not lounging as much. So he's like sat side on, kind of looking at you as he still kind of carries on eating.
New information has come to light, which may be beneficial to us both. It might inconvenience you, but it's very possible our quarry has joined with your quarry and heads north. I trust you set off in such a hurry because you're still on heavy hand business, yes?
Indeed. I wonder who it was that they'd picked up with. Wasn't sure if it was an associate helping them get into the north. Not easy to have the amount of coin that Blackfriar is asking to get there.
From what I understand from speaking with Blackfriar and others in the coach stand, they're not so much companions as perhaps...
Oh, this is Ket, by the way, with his wonky eye. Thanks, reader.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
He looks a lot like one of the fellas from Catfish, doesn't he?
Sure, I'll take it. I don't know. Don't watch it.
He looks like an actor. Yeah,
He doesn't look any. That has just destroyed my mind's image I had of Cat.
That's what he looks like.
Same.
Nah, not to me. Not to
It doesn't
me.
have to. Yeah, that's fine.
I tell you who I had him looking like in my head. Oh, what's the actor's name? You see Knight's Tale?
Yep.
The baddie in that? The bad knight? The
Okay.
Black Knight. Anyway. That's throwing me. Him just fate. I got to close that image. But just appearing out of. There we go. Yes, I think they're more travelling out of convenience and necessity with each other. Is the impression we've been led.
Seems like perhaps your man had the coin. I know mine didn't. Perhaps a trade. 3 of them. 4's better. Your man wouldn't want to be travelling on his own. Starting to make a bit more sense.
Who are you after, and who does their bounty return to?
Never know much about the ins and outs of it. All goes through the guild, but 3 of them. Josen Lan, Warwick Juin, and Felice Candor.
Oh, again, please, DM. I'll type it out later.
They were being transported from Waterdeep to Neverwinter. Some chance encounter on the road when they were being transported crashed their wagon, allowed them to get free. Tracked them from the high road south of Neverwinter, and they just kept heading north, straight past Luxon. Presuming heading to Icewind Dale, and presumed right. Not enough lore up there to do anything about it. No one's going to send them back. If they get there, big enough place to hide.
So there's a chance they are just mundane criminals. I tell you, they've caught up with someone who's in something quite a lot bigger.
Well, that's not the end of the world. The bounty's dead or alive, so if your bar gets to him first, as long as I get to hand the heads in, that doesn't bother me at all. You saying you're feeling dangerous?
He is. He's stolen something of great value and importance and unknown capability. Our benefactor would like it and him returning.
Is there a bounty on him?
Not in... let me think that way word, Matt. Not a bounty that any sort of guild would be able to finance on. More of a personal tasking. You're familiar with the Brigand Earth, yes? In fact, is that something that you told us existed, or is that something that somebody said at the time that
I think you know.
Jarlaxle was...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're aware of it. And he kind of like, as he was about to take a bite of his apple, he just kind of like stops and looks like, yeah, that's who's after.
Jarlaxle himself, and I'll pull my coin out. I'll hand it over. I'll just show it. Jarlaxle himself has tasked us.
He's like sat down, kind of like away from you, and he looks at it. But as you see Jarlaxle, he like his eyes wide, and he's like, "Well, from over here, it looks like a coin, but I know what that is." Indeed. Well, I can't necessarily say that I can get over-involved when it's outside of guild business, but something a little off the books might work.
Of course. And although I imagine you'll travel faster without us, and I don't presume to know much about your capabilities, although obviously you survived as a bounty hunter this long, but perhaps outnumbering your quarry might bring benefits to you in turn.
I mean, my quarry, I'd be happy to take on my own anyway. But your man being with them changes the matter. But that's not even my biggest problem. Wouldn't be still sat here if I could get in the damned north. Didn't expect the pass to be closed off. It was only once I reached Hundlestone that I realized that I was going to have to pay Blackfriar's fee. And that's not the kind of money that I carry around. The kind of money that you carry around.
What is my understanding on... So, the way Blackfriar has worded the process to us so far, it's 200 gold for the message being sent.
For you to get... and them coming with the available...
Has he expressed any sort of limit to party size?
No.
Because there's obviously going to be a limit, because we can't just say, oh, by the way, this one's for everyone in the coach house. Let's go. Let's paint our wagon.
Yes.
So this is for benefit of the other players and for the audience, having played with Mad for a long time, this is where he begins to enter his shithouse element and will place us in a situation where we have to choose between taking Ket or taking the poor little family of a little girl.
Oh dear.
Picard! Mild shock!
Very well, then. As far as I see it, and I see no reason why my companions, I'm talking louder, would disagree for the assistance. You said they are outside the stable, aren't they?
Yes, just a little step back.
And I feel we should put you on our docket. Get us all through quicker. We can try and catch up.
And he stands up, kind of takes another bite of the apple, throws it, kind of puts the dagger into the sheath and gives the horse the rest of the apple. Like, wipes the juice off his hands and kind of holds it out to shake your hand. Sounds like we have a good deal.
I will take his hand.
When do you plan to leave?
I'll turn to the others. A matter we were just discussing earlier. And I'll bring them into the conversation.
You're catching me mid yawn.
Do you guys hear some static?
Yeah,
It's probably from me.
Okay, it's okay. I was just wondering if my thing.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's from my internet. Bad connection.
Fine.
Apologies.
Oh, it is.
Well, Sir Gris, in this case, I suppose it would be prudent to just follow this lead as soon as possible.
Agree.
The situation seems to be changing very dramatically. New information comes to life.
And Ket is just kind of like leaning on the door
Every
from
door.
inside the stable, just kind of like watching the four of you.
I'm waving at him.
And he kind of like just gives you a little cock of the head, kind of like looks you up and down a little bit, and just kind of like raises his head like in a bit of an upward nod.
I return it, but I think it's clear to him that I am functioning on very little sleep.
Sure.
I will make a point of saying, Ket, Lutetia, Ket. Lutetia, you did meet before, but I think you were quite preoccupied. But now we'll be traveling together. I feel traveling on good terms at the start of a new friendship is wise.
I offer my hand to Ket to shake.
And he kind of like looks at it and goes, smiles and just gives you the same up nod. Just leaves the handshake hanging.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Kind of came up blasting.
Don't.
Pew pew pew.
It gives you a slight smile and an up nod.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm just going to smile, yeah, and okay. So it is. Fine.
So, I presume you have to speak with Blackfry first. Come and get me when you're ready to go.
Yes, and the Baroness as well. And then, indeed, yes, we will.
Sounds like you have a lot to get sorted. Me too. Now that I know that the North is worse than I thought, might have to get a few supplies myself.
There's a man you can rely on for that in town, we're told. Name of Jerem. Staying in the,
Hmm.
Go on, sorry?
Yeah, he kind of like pauses as you say the name. He's like, no. Don't recognize him. What does he look like?
Kind of like if Neville Longbottom was older and a bit rougher.
You describe it like, the one with the girl.
Indeed.
Yeah, I've seen her about, but yeah, I've seen him running after her every so often. Seems approachable. Good folk.
It seems they may be joining us for the initial stretch through the pass.
He looks between the group for a moment. What do you mean the initial stretch?
What town is it they're getting to?
They're going to Bryn Shander. The 10 trail goes from Hundlestone straight to 10 Towns. It is the one road that leads into 10 Towns.
Bryn Shander isn't on this map. Does that mean it's way fucking beyond the edge of map?
It's in Icewind Dale. You've not got the Icewind Dale map yet.
Oh, I thought, like, judging the fact that it's Icewind Dale, I thought, like, when we got to there, we're in Icewind Dale.
Oh no. So okay, so the spine of the world is this bit, all this bit here. I tell you, I might as well shall I just draw for a moment? I'll give you a little bit of a thing. Oh, actually, do you know what? Let me have a look if I've got. Oh no, I can't show you that. 1 second.
Basically the mountain
Oh.
range, right?
Oh yeah. Bzz, 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 bzz.
Static is bad.
So I'll do some drawing. Will this draw with my pen, I wonder? It will, okay. So, you're here. You've got the mountains, then you've got this little pass that goes through, and then all this area, even off the map, is Icewind Dale, and 10 Towns is pretty much this area here. So the path goes all the way into the middle of it all.
So where's Bryn Shander?
Bryn Shander. Well, I mean, you don't know that. You've not-
So okay, what's the spine of the word here that we can't go through? Is it like the line between Ten Town and Hunterstone? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the mountain range is the spine of the world.
Yeah, okay. We
Um,
can't go through that because of there's too much snow right now, right? That's the thing.
I mean, you can't climb over it, but there's so 10 Trail goes all the way. So it's around here, Bryn Shander. I'll let you know. So 10 Trail goes all the way into it. It's just that it is so deep with snow that horses and wagons cannot make it up there. The snow's too bad, the winds are too bad. Dog sleds can just about, they can move around on snow and stuff. They're fine. So that's the only way that you're realistically making that entire journey into 10 Towns. And you can see how long, with going to Luskan on a road, how long it's taking you to get to there. It's about a week in the snow going up there with sleds. So it's saying that they could arguably horses could probably get you to the beginning of the mountain range, but then it just gets too much. Saying the storms and the snows are just too bad. So sleds would have to be sent to meet you. If that now makes sense for y'all.
Thank you for the decisions.
Okay. I need to remind myself what. So if they're going to Bryn Shander,
So it would be a journey all the way. There's like no stop-offs. I mean, you don't even know where. You don't even know what Icewind Dale technically looks like, the ins and outs of it, where places are located. Obviously. Oh, do you know what? Saying all this, Eileen does. Eileen does know. So Eileen could tell you that. So she kind of like. Do you know? You've not. We'll say you've got this as the map. So we'll say you've actually, you've got a basic map. Why is that drawing still on? Oh, that's why. Hold on, 1 minute. Because I've got the wrong thing.
This thing, is it better now?
not really.
Okay.
That was weird.
Oh,
So Bryn Shander is here. Oh god, that helps. Why is it not letting me draw now? There you go. Bryn Shander's there. East Haven is there. And if Eileen recalls correctly, it's about 2 days' travel from Bryn Shander to East Haven. There are two towns that are along the side of this this big lake, which is Lac Den. No, it's not. It's the Red Waters. That one. And there are two settlements: Duggan's Hole and Goodmead. But there is no road that leads to them, but the river leads up to the Red Waters. We're getting into it a bit far here, but you know, if you need a map of Icewind Dale, I'm sure you can buy one from town somewhere.
I'll just download one.
Yeah, that's easier. Pirate it. Just gonna
Yeah,
pirate.
get them a trove.
You wouldn't pirate the horse, would you?
Perhaps my knowledge of a geography isn't great, but I understood that although their eventual destination is Bryn Shander, that we'd part ways in Ten Town. But if you know the area better, as much as I wish them well, this is our priority.
10 Town isn't a place. 10 Towns
Towns.
is the 10 towns.
I've never been to Icewind Dale, Cat. You need to give me, cut me some slack.
I only briefly read the book. So, 10
So
Towns.
all I've been looking at is I know about the past, but I've been looking at a map that has a place called 10 Towns on at the end of like our dotted line.
I thought you were more familiar with Icewind Dale than you appear to be.
I'm playing my character authentically, mate.
Okay, that's fine. And the cat kind of like looks at you and smiles and says,
I'll make my own way.
10 Towns is the name of the collection of settlements that exist in Icewind Dale. There are 10 towns. Bremen, and he kind of like waves his hands like, I don't need to name 10 of them. Brinchander is the main capital, as it were. Not a capital like you would see to the south, but it is the main settlement of Icewind Dale. So they are collectively known as 10 towns. So if your friends are heading to Bryn Shander, which would make sense, then that is where the 10 trail leads to.
So, it is unlikely we'll be pursuing our mutual quarries that far in. So we'd either be dragging them along with us, which seems less than ideal, or leaving them to their own devices once we're across, which seems like certain death. Or do I misunderstand something further?
I don't know what deal you've made with them. This is the first I'm hearing it, but if they're looking to go to Bryn Shander, then I would guess that it depends on whether we find our quarry en route. If they're to be traveling with the same means that we would be, then they would be keeping the same pace. They would keep the same distance, so you would presume that they will get to whatever their end location is before we manage. Unless you have another way of stopping them.
Well, I suppose we could ask the man.
Blackfriar?
No, that one. Jerim. We could ask Jerim just how desperate he is to get there, because it might be dangerous, and we might provide our own dangers on the way, I suppose. Because if we catch up, there might be battle to do.
I mean,
Please.
I will say it frank that I don't relish the thought of traveling with citizens, especially a child. If we're making our way to Bryn Shander,
Understandable.
then providing there's no hiccups, and I see no reason they would be in immediate danger, but that's a best case scenario. It's going to be dangerous one way or the other. And I imagine why they've tried to throw their lot in with you. Chances of them getting there on their own, possible. Money aside, they would need somebody to be able to defend them against any threats, even aside from the quarry that we're chasing. Icewind Dale, Weathers, just the beasts, Rome. You wouldn't want to go there on your own.
Yes. Well, that's I suppose something to decide along the way. I do feel like we could just be honest with the man and see if he backs up or doubles down on the offer.
At
Yeah.
the very least, he was proud and brave enough to approach you. Might be some hope for him yet.
Yes. Maybe. What do you think, Sir Gris? Do you feel like we should talk to Jerem or just leave him? Do we want to give them a chance at all to go with us? If they are that desperate and will accept the offer even knowing that there will be additional dangers.
I'd be surprised if they don't know. They're from 10 towns, yes? They're trying to get back home, you said?
But you just said there wasn't a town called that, cat!
They're from 10 towns, they're from...
I know.
If they're from...
Easy tips.
if they're from
Right.
any of the
Makes sense
settlements,
eventually.
if they're from any of the settlements of Icewind Dale, let me list them all. If they're from Bremen, or they're from Tourmaline, or they're from, if they're from Tentown,
All I mean is that they did sign up for dangers of the road. They didn't sign up for possible fugitives that will fight back and mage as well.
indeed. Well,
It might dissuade
decision's
them from it.
yours. It's your money. You know, I travel with your coin, but your coin doesn't pay me to protect civilians. That's not why I'm here.
We can take care of the protection.
Suit yourself.
It seems either way we are destined to disappoint somebody. It may be that best to have Jerem disappointed but alive. I think a few conversations need to be had. However, we're on Joel Axel's business. We need to keep on Srivitz's tail. I perhaps have lost sight of that more than anybody with our business back at the inn. But knowing how close we are now, as ever, I'll go with the group's consensus, but this is something I feel strongly about.
Well, I agree. I did just to try and keep up with Srippets before, so not backing up now.
You said you needed to speak with Baroness as well.
Oh yes, we've been busy.
So it would seem. Well, I'll leave it to you and yours. I need to arrange some long-term stabling of this one. She's not going to be traveling with me, unfortunately.
A pity.
Yes, seems like the two of you made quite the connection. And now he smiles a little bit more, even though the jest comes later that you made.
I should give the up nod to the horse. No.
And he kind of unlocks the stable door, kind of comes out the other side and relocks it. Well, we all have business to attend.
It would seem so.
Don't part with any coin just yet for your stabling arrangements.
All right.
I'm thinking that this man Jerem, in the early stages, but I'm wondering if he'll be content with an arrangement whereby payment for him remaining behind and tending to your horse would take the form of us paying for his passage on our way back through. Although admittedly we may be in the Dale for a while, so that may take the form of me passing the payment on to you, if you'd consent to.
That's fine by me.
Might keep him content to stay here longer. Someone with a keen vested interest in keeping this one well tended to, and makes our travel better. I'm exceptionally intelligent, you know.
This might work.
Just wait, like, I'm allergic to horses. Right, okay, well, you fucking freeze then.
Not to this sort, you're not, honey.
Yeah.
Well,
It has very short hair.
I'll...
What?
It has very short hair. You won't be allergic to it. Then, do your business. I will go and arrange some of the supplies I need in town. Anything you need me to pick you up while I'm out?
Nothing for me. And I look to my companions.
I'm ready to go.
I would be
Candle.
Oh, really?
What did you say, Eileen?
Several candles, if you would.
Very well. It does not surprise me that if you were sent on this little mission to Jalaxel,
I like that.
that you weren't already well supplied, so it's good to know.
Well,
There have been expenses.
would you have any additional knowledge as to the kinds of obstacles that might await us in the passes? Would we need anything specific?
Well, it all depends on what Blackfriars people bring. It's going to be a few days' travel. It's cold up there. You'll need tents. You'll need something to sleep on. You'll need your weapons. Make sure they're in good working order.
Well,
Shouldn't be much climbing needed between here and... And he goes to say 10 towns, and then he kind of pauses. Bryn Shander. So you could probably travel light as much as possible. It all depends on where mine and yours have managed to get to. They've managed to reach Bryn Shander. If we're always 4 days behind them, they're going to get there before we do. Then it might be a case of trying to hunt them from town to town, which doesn't exactly thrill me. Easier if we could get them on the road, but I guess we'll see whether that one happens.
When to our business we go.
And he gives you a nod and kind of like looks around you, kind of pats Sir Gris on the shoulder, and then heads off, kind of like pulls up the third collar around his thing. He's got like a bit of a short cloak, just kind of like wrapped around him a little bit, and just kind of like heads off in the direction of leaving the coach house. And it's awkward for a minute because you're heading towards the inn, so you're walking with each other for a minute. So are you going to... Where are you going? Are you going to Blackfriar? Are you going to Jenna? Are you going to... Oh, Jaren. You're going to Jerem first.
Well, if I've led for a while, so if anybody else has a preference, I'll absolutely follow their lead.
This feels like a point in which I will keep in with someone who is going to tell Jenna that we're not going back to Sophie.
yes, Jenna is the big point that worries me. We did kind of turn twice already in that regard.
I believe you did tell her that you were heading back to take on...
Yes, we did. We did.
If Arlene is talking, you sound the worst you have all day.
Yeah.
You sound fully underwater.
Apologies. Is it better now?
Yes. And it's silent now.
No. No, yeah.
Now it's silent because I'm not saying anything. No, that was a yawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, step it up, DM.
I know. God, fuck me, right?
No, this is me not sleeping the night before.
Oh, the deep RP.
Okay. Where are you going first?
Let's talk to Jerem, I suppose, and then I would imagine we need to arrange things, or at least see what arrangements we can make with Blackfriar, and then the Baroness, and what happens to the expedition in this case.
This is a mess.
Would that make sense? That order?
You can go in that order. There's no reason why not.
I'm not asking you, am I?
Okay. Sure. Well, I don't know. You were doing it in your normal voice.
Sounds like an order, at the very least. I say, massaging part of my skull.
Very well then.
What a strange... I massage my skull.
God, so deep.
That wasn't even intentional.
The best scullings on the inside.
Did you take one for the road?
To be fair, I haven't settled on what my mask is made of. Maybe it is out of bone.
Ooh. Not creepy
Which was that?
at all. Maybe her mask's made of bone. Just a giant bird's actual beak.
No, just tiefling flesh, a tiefling skin.
Nice. Okay, so you go to Jerem first.
It seems so, yeah. He's the closest.
Okay, as you are, let's change this music.
And
Let's put something.
probably the least problematic. To be honest.
I like this music for where shit's going south. This is my shit's going south music.
This
Where
is
we this is the break the bad news music.
and it's called "A Party Overcommits"
To
by Michael
everybody.
Goldberg.
Indeed. So, as you are headed down, keep some wind. Pretty windy in here. You see the green and yellow wagon, and you see Jerem sat on the front seat still. He's got Espeth with him, and she's kind of sat next to him, and they're kind of like just chatting to it. And you can see stood by the horses is a woman you have not seen before, a younger woman. And as you approach,
Sorry, you cut. What was that? Sitting what?
So there's Jerem and his daughter sat on the seat of the wagon, and then another woman that is stood by them. I'll
Okay.
just give pictures for everybody.
Oh, pictures.
So here we have Jerem.
This is an actor too, right?
No, they're all. This person does not exist. Google.
I know this guy. I've seen this guy. Less fat, but I've seen it somewhere.
It's
We'll find
Well,
it.
it's never Longbone.
And I'm not going to lie, even though this is again another person. I call this person Alice because I was like, she just reminds me of Charlize Theron.
Jesus, in what monster?
What? How dare you?
What world does she look like Charlize Theron?
I thought she did. She doesn't look
She just reminds me of the prettiest woman living in the world right now. This thing.
No, this person reminds me of the prettiest person in the world right now. Oh no, I'm on stream! Ah, cancelled! So, as you approach, you can see the smiling, happy family chatting away to each other, and Jerem's face kind of lights up as he sees you approach, and he kind of like nudges his wife and points, and she's kind of like smiling, and Espeth's already kind of waving at you all, and she's kind of like, her head kind of quirks quickly as she sees Letitia and Eileen. Seen you two before.
Turning over to two kettles, and I'm saying, what have these people done wrong to be saddled up with us?
Hmm?
What have these people done wrong to be saddled up with us?
And if anything, they're lucky to have us as an escort.
Well, they would have been.
Yeah.
How to ruin that? And, Jerem kind of like holds his hand up and waves. Arles, these are the good people. This is Sir Gris and and then Espeth says Tevelios.
Oh, you are mispronouncing my name as well.
She is Turelos. She kind of like says it in this little smile, and you're kind of like, do you have the heart to go? No.
I keep quiet.
And says, we've not really had the pleasure of your companions properly, but this is my wife, Arles. And she said, it's a pleasure to meet you all. Honestly, truly, and thank you once again for the food that you sent our way last night. It was Thank you.
You're most welcome. There has been a complication. Do not panic before you become too crestfallen. But I have an explanation to give you, and then a proposition to make you.
And he has a look of worry and uncertainty. He's like, oh, okay. Or, Alice, just take Espeth. Just take her to go and see the horses for a minute.
The story is not unsuitable, and I think perhaps your wife would want to weigh in with her opinion and her input as well.
And she looks at Jerome, and then looks back at you, and then looks at Jerome. Okay.
So, as you, did we tell them? So we are pursuing a highly dangerous criminal who is heading north. Through our discussions it might have been with him, I can't remember. Through our discussions yesterday, we have realised now that this person has joined the company of 3 equally dangerous.
And Jeremy and Alice look at each other like, the ones I told you about? The man that came through?
Indeed, yes. I knew it was him. I couldn't remember if it was him or Blackfriar. We've joined up with a member of the Heavy Hand. I'll look to see if there is recognition. I don't know how much the common folk would know.
Yeah.
No?
Boss is straight over.
A guild of bounty hunters. We're very close on their tail. And we're increasingly aware that once we're in the snow and once we're heading on, we may be going off course. We may be dragging you, your wife, and Espeth into, and aware that Espeth is still there, sort of those kinds of situations. So I have a proposal for you. The member of the Heavy Hand who we're travelling with cannot take his horse. He needs to keep it stabled here.
Quite hard.
If we see... Pardon?
You broke up and then you said, member of the Heavy Hand.
Oh, what was the last thing you heard me say? Oh, so you heard me say that and then paused?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My God, I said quite a bit. I think there's a bit of a lag there. So I have a proposal for... Do you hear what I said about, the dangers of the road?
Yes.
We heard
So
until you said he can't take his horse.
Oh,
That was the last
of course.
sentence.
Yeah, I forgot I said it again. He cannot take his horse on the trip due to the inclement weather and the dangers therein, as you'll know. I would like to suggest that he pay you to take personal care of his horse, see if it is well tended to while we are gone. And on completion of that, when he returns, it will probably be him, not us, but he will carry the full sum for your own transport. We still wish to see you borne through back to Bryn Shander, but this way you would not be dragged along on a bounty hunt on the way. I'd be paying this myself. I do wish to see the 3 of you home safely, but if I'm frank, the concerns of keeping you safe will slow our pace and will place you all in very grave danger.
And Alice... Espeth is kind of like looking around, only kind of like getting piece of it, and Alice just kind of like picks her up and looks at you all and just kind of like gives a smile and just walks off. Sorry. Yeah. Of course, I understand. How long how long would we be here?
Give or take. Can we make an estimation?
Guess and say.
For what?
Can we make
Yeah,
an
well,
estimation?
thing is, we don't we don't know if they're going to be stood there waiting to hitchhike or if at the far end. I
And it could
estimate
just be
around a fortnight.
Fortnight, then you'll return.
It'll be unlikely to be us. We have our own business further in the dale, but Ket, our companion from the Heavy Hand, I've already agreed with him that he will bear the coin to you. There's an additional stipend for caring to his horse.
Do you 100% firmly believe, in character, that it will take you a fortnight, or are you trying to soften the blow? I.e., do you need to roll a deception check? Because I presume that deep down, he knows you don't really know.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I am not outright lying, but I suppose I am trying to talk with confidence about things that I don't really know a huge amount about.
Yeah,
I mean, until 5 minutes ago, I thought Grisfoot was a town called 10 Towns.
This is true. This is true. So I don't know.
if I don't know I'm outright lying, can I be trying to persuade? Maybe persuade
okay.
myself?
Sure. Yeah, persuasion checks. Fine then. Well, I'll call it DC 10. Oh.
Talk about cutting it close.
And as you're kind of like saying it, it's very much. He just has. It's taking you at your words, like a fortnight. Very well. I like I said, there's folks back home. It's Arli's parents. They're old. The snow, winter. We've got people that can look after them for things get worse. You know that they're going to need us. That's why we wanted to try and get back. We know how dangerous Ten Trail is. That regardless of the weather, that's always. You never know what's going to be on the road. That's why folks like us try to travel with folks like you.
I appreciate that, but
Of course.
to be clear, we are not a group who would be. We're not a group who would be well versed to fend off the dangers of the road. We are likely to be leaving the road and seeking the danger.
Yes, I understand. I am. Of course. Yeah. The horse. You said we'd be paid. We'd be able to buy food, I guess.
Indeed. The man will seek you out. Name of Ket. We've told him about your... What's the word to describe how he's tried to sell himself? Your knowledge and your competency around town.
Expertise?
Expertise.
And he just gives a weak smile. He is crestfallen at the prospect of. You could just see it plain on his face. He's trying to brave it, but last night he was going home, and now he's not. So it was kind of course, my lord. However it is, however you need to be. Thank you for thinking about us still, though. It is appreciated. I don't want you to think it.
I'd rather see you disappoint. I know it is not the news you hoped for, but to be frank, I would rather see you delayed than anything happen to the three of you. Or any one of you.
Of course.
The blame is mine.
These men that you're that you're following, where do you believe they've gone? No, you don't know. Just into ten towns.
Oh, was it? I thought we were meeting our boy at Easter.
You don't know you don't know where they're going.
Oh, yeah. Well, why would Joel Axel know where we're heading? I know that he is fleeing to this place. We intend to make the time and catch them before it comes to them getting far into the Dale at all.
Yet they've had 3 days, at least, ahead of you. Seems like you'll be making your way straight to Bryn Shander anyway.
I'm not a cartographer, Jerem, goddammit!
We've been told it's a week away, and you're 3 days behind. If you're moving every day, they're still moving a day.
All right, yeah, if Gris is moving north at 60 miles an hour and Sanjeb and Adam are going east at...
Yeah.
That is a possibility. By the way, do we have any knowledge as to where, at what point, rather, the Friar's help shows up? Because they're...
You've not gone into the details about it.
Yeah, sure. But from what I understand, it was meant as they are coming from 10 towns rather than from the other way.
Yep. So they would be coming from Bryn Shander with dogs and sleds, and meeting you
somewhere in the midpoint, or
further than the midpoint. Yeah, as far as the horses and stuff can travel at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So it's still possible, though we do not know and we haven't checked first, that the Blackfriar could still
get a message to
not help.
Yeah.
If we were persuasive enough, of course.
If you were persuasive enough, yes.
Okay, sure. Just wanted to be... Well, there is still a possibility that we might be able to... Sorry, Ellie. That we might be able to intercept them. Communication is a problem today.
He kind of looks around you. This man, Ket, he's from the Dale. He knows the snow.
Do we even know where he's from? I don't think so.
No, I mean he travelled from the south, and he's part of the Heavy Hand, which are more of a Sword Coast bounty hunters guild.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't presume he's from there necessarily.
We don't believe him to be. I'm unsure how much he knows about the surrounding area.
What of you? Any of you travelled to the north before?
And I'll just look towards Eileen.
Yeah,
not saying anything. Like if she wants to.
A lifetime ago, yes.
So you know how hard the land is.
Do I ever?
I've lived off to it for a long time. Man and boy. I could come with you. I could come with you. I could. And he kind of starts saying it. What?
Is this where our DM cut off?
No. I paused then.
Yeah.
Oh,
It did feel different.
Would you allow me to come with you? Just me.
You alone? And how would your family fare here without you?
There's enough people here to look after them. I'm not worried that much about that. If the offer still stands that Arliss and Espeth can look after the horse, then they can be fed well enough. I know that Chep and Nando aren't going to be going anywhere anytime soon. There is a need for us to get back, look after all of his parents. I feel like I could make it. If you'd allow it.
I'm probably not awake all that at this time, but just hearing a man casually say, not casually, but so easily mention that he would leave his wife and child here to go look after the old people. This kind of have wake me up a bit. Like,
Yeah,
excuse me,
it's
sir.
weird. Suspect.
Excuse me, sir. Not in character, but inside of me, I'm going, what?
Well, it's
If
probably
you
not too visible from your mimic.
If you want to insight check it, then you feel free.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a big insight bonus.
That is a big insight bonus. Oh yeah, I know why it's a big insight bonus.
And this is a wisdom thing.
Yeah, it is, but it's also a feat thing.
Ooh.
He seems. I mean, it. Do not get me wrong. It is clear that this is not an easy decision, and it's plain on his face. The pause before he said it was very much a, can I leave my wife and child to do this? And he decided, apparently, that this is important enough to do that.
Okay, fair enough. I'm keeping it to myself. Still, it is weird. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something here. He's very anxious to get home. I'll probably mention it to the team later on. Right now, I'm curious to see how this goes.
Well, this would seem a bit more reasonable, but
Chris has fallen silent and just sort of slowly just sort of not so much walks off, but just kind of drifts back to allow the others to be at the forefront of the conversation. He seems deep in thought.
At first, if you so
Your
allow
audio is
us.
really bad. Sorry, Juan. Big buzz in the background.
Oh,
yeah. True.
I'm not sure what's causing it. I tried restarting and
Bees,
it's not
I think.
working.
Bees in your mouth.
Bees.
Bees under the mask.
That's what she is. She's a
That's
swarm of bees in a robe.
Makes sense.
They're just constantly making honey in a mouth.
Disgusting.
I can
So.
factor this.
That at least makes me sweet,
Oof.
which is concerning.
So.
Yeah, stop pulling our legs. Let's carry on.
Oh no. Behave.
Oh.
So Jeremy's kind of like looking at you, hopeful.
Can you at all fend for yourself? Are you any good with any weapon?
Decent enough with an axe.
You feel your family will be safe, but how will you reconnect?
The snow's got to pass at some point.
You don't know when.
About that.
We know for a fact that this winter is a bit different.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody knows it's different.
It's not like
So you
other
might
seasons.
want to spend it with your family then.
And it's obviously unbelievable what you're saying. That of course the winter's going to end at some point. Just winter, just snow. Look, they're in safe hands here. Been with Chep and Ando for months now. They're as good as family, and when we get back up that way, they don't live too far away. They live in Targos. I'm sure we'll see them again. We've become close, so I trust. I trust that the girls they'll be safe here. But there's nobody to look after Mum and Dad.
Ow.
I can't help it.
At the very least, are we allowed to first speak with Blackfriar to be certain that everything is going to go according to plan? And we can get back to you.
Hey, Gerald? Who are you looking at?
They will.
Presumably, she means that she wants to speak with Blackfriar before returning to Jerem and to let him
Yes.
know of our decision.
Yeah.
God.
Jeez, that is really bad.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
I'll try reloading again.
Try unplugging it, plugging it back in.
It was much better before, but now it's
Got
just
worse. Yeah, it got worse.
yeah.
That's better. So do we go and meet with Blackfriar now?
I mean, we don't know what the response is yet.
Oh,
I
sorry.
think what she was trying to say is.
Yeah, I didn't hear like the last thing. It was just buzzing. So.
Same.
No, I mean, she finished her thing. She wanted to know if he's fine with us checking with Blackfriar first, but then we don't know what the response is from Jerem.
I mean, that's not up to me, is it? I'm just a man staring at a girl.
I thought, is it going to be that, or is it, I'm just a man with a man's courage?
If you're saying I'm staying, then I'm staying. If you say I can go, then I can go.
Well, we're trying to go as reasonably as it's possible through all this. We have made some promises, not only to you, that we probably won't be able to keep now. So it's just hard navigating the ever-changing landscape of our plans.
I understand. Sometimes people just want to do the right thing.
Yes, that would be.
I appreciate
That
the
would be
difficult position you're in. If you go, there will be trouble. However, if you stay, it will be double.
That's right!
Can we give psychic damage to Harrison for this?
He's just giving to me.
And resistance.
Oh.
So,
he
we'll
came
come on.
prepared.
We'll
We'll
come
just
on and let
double
you
the
know.
values.
Come on. What are you saying? And he just nods, of course. Do speak with Blackfriar. Of course. I will speak to Arliss. Tell her what I've proposed. Obviously, it's not a done deal, but pauses and he's like, "No, I'll only give her hope. Just let me know, whatever you can do."
We'll be moving fast today, I think.
I can be ready.
We shouldn't be.
Just
Shouldn't take us more than this day to finalize our plans.
I can just hear this guy tonight. Ola, the knight I was talking to today, he's asked me to fetch him some cigarettes. I'll just be back in a little while.
We lost one.
Yeah,
Yeah, she came back in.
I presume she's doing a reboot.
Mhm.
Okay.
Unfortunate day.
For everybody but your group. Where to next? Blackfire or Jenna?
Maybe Blackfriar, just so we know more about
Just
the
so we can
situation.
break up all the bad news with some good news. Okay. So as you kind of all bid your adieus, Jerem jumps off the wagon and
I mean, this is the most important part because it allows us to know what we're standing on, what our prospects are, what he can offer, and what he cannot.
sure.
Oh, guess who's back?
You
One is back.
Is it better? Please say
It
so.
is a lot better.
Yes.
That.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Did you
Can
change
hear your
anything?
voice now.
Can I hear my voice?
What
We
did
can
you
hear
do
your
differently?
voice now.
Yeah, I improvised. But at least the buzzing is off.
You're on your phone, aren't you?
Yes.
Good shout. Okay, so the group have said that they're going to go speak to Blackfriar before they give Jerome a decision, and they are now en route back to the coach house. And when you get in there, Blackfriar is sat at a table, and as he kind of hears, kind of approaching inside, and as you enter, he's sat at the table with a plate of sausages and some breads, buttered bread, in front of him, and he has the box, and he's got a little small stack of coins next to it. And as you approach, he can looks over, and his face lights up. Ah. Gestures over towards his table.
I need to go to Thomas, so I will let you take the lead with this, folks. Be right back.
Well, it's good to see you again. I must say, this little box of yours definitely gave me a little trouble. Kept me up all night.
It does seem to have that effect on people.
I guess that means that y'all will be paying for your stays from.
Oh wait, he opened it. He just said
Yeah.
it gave him trouble.
No, he said he's open. He's got a little stack of coins next.
Oh
So
shit!
you'd put the coins inside.
He's better than you.
The dice were in this paper.
It's like a jar of pickles. Lucy's
many-
I opened it. I weakened it. I loosened it for you.
Hang on. How many coins are there?
I can't remember how many put in. You put like 3 or 5 in. I can't remember.
I can't remember, but there was more.
Well, he's opened it. You didn't write inside the description of the box how many coins are in it, and I forgot to write it down. So,
Yeah, what I'm saying is that there was more.
what
What else did you put in that box?
What else did you put in the box?
No, I'm suggesting to him that it's not all the coins and that there is more inside, and he should open it again. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so he picks it up and opens it.
Yeah, I'm counting the coins, and I say you missed it. There are more coins.
Okay.
Oh
So
wait, he can just reopen it.
yeah, he just reopens it. Yeah. What's
Because he creates.
So he just
Okay, never mind.
Okay, you
What
forgot
is
that he
it?
could reopen it. Okay, you wanted to see him do it again, basically.
Oh,
Okay.
I wanted to make him
Oh, you
think
tried
that he
to
needed
solve
to
it
do it
again.
again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's
This-
fine.
So he
I'm like, okay, well, good job. You're better than expected. You fared better. So lucky for us, we're not staying tonight.
Is that right? And where, pray tell, might you found
And
folks
that's
staying? Did you not
that's
like
actually why
accommodation?
we. No, they were fine. I mean, if we don't count the weird little, old people that just wander around, going in people's room, but it can't be perfect everywhere. We actually came to see you because we heard that you could arrange passage for us, right? That's what we came to do, right, guys? Or am I saying stupid stuff?
I mean,
No, that
What
sounds
Lutetia is trying to tell you is that we have considered your offer for 10 towns.
indeed. Very well. That would be 200 gold pieces and make the arrangement. I can offer you travel, equipment, rations for on the way. Only thing I can't offer you right now is any food. And it kind of pushes his plate towards you. I'm afraid that my companion seems to be otherwise disposed. He like, gives a little look around, like in the air, and like looking around with his eyes narrowed.
Your companion has what? This run out of food?
He's run something. I ain't seen him. Had to make this myself. Still works if you want some. Kind of like pushes the plate of sausage up because I don't think any of you have actually ate any of the breakfast that you took away.
No, I ate it like
You eat it as you were going. You eat it on the go.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Say you're all snacking on it. And he kind of like picks up a sausage. He's kind of like big heavy chew on it, and he kind of like topples the cube towards you, and towards you, Letitia. So,
I can get it back.
that was our deal. That I was just
Oh.
borrowing it, I believe.
Did you put something in it?
Why would I give you anything for free?
I don't know, the challenge, the deal. Okay, yeah, well, anyway, I take my little box.
well, 200 gold, you say?
200 gold pieces, that will buy you passage, yeah.
And does that cover all of us? And does it change if we'd like to take someone with us?
And he kind of looks between you. Normally, 4 sleds that we must. Well, normally more, but there's been others before you.
Hmm.
4 sleds typically carries 4 people,
Mm-hmm.
so there's somebody that has to ride as well. You're saying that there is more.
Possibly. You're saying the other sleds are in use?
They are route for picking up some folks. Why?
Well, seeing as we might need them.
Of course, I mean I can arrange more sent out, but it maybe take another day if you're in a rush.
Those other people that are already on the route, do you know them in any capacity other than contractual?
Never met them, but no. They didn't seem from around these. 3 of them definitely seemed a little overconfident. One of them was confident in a different way. But all of them were on the run. That much I could tell.
Indeed.
You are looking for them? Seems odd that you would inquire about people.
Well, we would like to catch up to them. Indeed.
As
Indeed.
you have said, it would be weird to inquire about people if there would be no reason at all.
Listening.
Would you be able to help us with that as well? Catching up to them?
They're already 3 days in. By my accounts, they would probably be at the base of the spine.
Hmm.
I would say another day's travel foot. The riders, thanks from the horse and wagon can get you to the spine just about, but the way this snow's going, I think that might even start to become a trouble. Seeing it in another week or two time, that my friends from Bryn Shander will have to travel all the way into Hundlestone with their dogs and sleds to pick folk up. But for now, we can still make it to the mountains with horse and wagon just about. Take about another day before my people meet up with them. So depending on whether your folks have made camp at the base of the mountain, or whether they've decided to head in themselves, well, that I don't know.
Hmm.
Do you want me to delay them? Do you want me to delay them or turn them
Well-
back around altogether?
Well, it was a bit of a question of whether your
Sorry to
people have
interrupt.
already met them or not.
Oh, what are you saying?
Sorry, do you see my type message?
Yes, we have.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Oh,
How did you-
Okay, back in a bit. I've got the screen still running.
Sure, no worries.
Take care, Harrison.
Oh, Thomas.
Um,
I have to go soon anyway. When are we going to finish? Do you guys know? I mean, we can still finish what we're doing. I'm just saying that I can stay like for another 1 hour and a half or something.
it's up to you guys. Obviously, we're probably. It depends whether you guys want to try and get this bit wrapped up so we can start with the journey out. It's whether you're kind of content with. You've still got to speak to Jenna. You've still got to speak to the Baroness.
Yeah.
Have this discussion. Harrison's not here. Aggie's already kind of. I mean, all right, you've got an hour and a while. It depends whether you want this to be a point where we go, let's have everybody here, or do you want to get this bit over with and then we'll see how we go. I'm happy with whatever.
Yeah, I don't have any strong opinion here. I could go on and try to make a deal, or I can just put it off now and have everyone for possibly our most important conversation that we have before we leave.
There is much. I mean, it could just be a fact-finding mission for now, and then you can make the decision at the end if you wish.
Harrison is back. Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, I think I would like to have at least a conversation with Blackfriar and then just see which sort of conversations we'd like to roleplay and decide on that.
Sure. I mean, he might be back. He might be back, Charlie, but we'll see. Okay, cool. Right, we'll carry on then. Okay, so Blackfriar. I mean, I've made a deal, business,
Hmm.
and it would be remiss of me to turn back on that. But I suppose that those that are fleeing, I would be doing a service, helping.
Sorry, it's cutting you off a bit. Like it's.
He says I would be doing a service to
Mhm.
to the town, to law, if I helped you capture these presumed felons.
Well, at the very least, you may consider how you've made your deal with them. There's no going back on your word if you're not going to do anything that is going against your word.
Money has already crossed hands. They have
yeah.
already
Sorry, what was
paid.
that?
Yes, but what have you promised them? Safe travels, indeed. Did you have to mention how long it would take?
Mm.
And he smiles at
If
shrewd Eileen. Go on, what you saying to us?
No, it's okay.
He muses for a moment. It would be costly. I would have to send a message out to those who have been sent.
Mm-hmm.
Get them to slow down somewhat. It would take you 3 days to capture up, to meet up to where they are now. So to stall my folks by 3 days, that puts added pressure. That leaves now the snows for longer. I don't necessarily know which of my people have been sent out, so I would have to send a message to find that out, and send another message to those that have been sent, if you follow my meaning. A lot of
Yes, I
messages,
follow.
and it all costs.
Mm.
So I would say that for me to hire on the extra sleds, then you would be looking at another 50 gold pieces per sled, a journey such as this. The people that we send, they are capable, not just in driving their sleds, but defending themselves for whatever they might encounter on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So that would put your price to, and kind of like looks around, how many more people bring it?
Hmm.
Maybe 2.
Well, at least 1, possibly 2. What is the limit with you?
I can get as many as you need. That isn't a problem. But we don't have that many of our own disposal. We would have to bring in other people. So that would be
Well,
250 or 300, depending on the extra passenger or 2. That would just be to bring your sleds.
mhm.
To delay your folks, that would be another message in reality, because there is much to arrange, and what I can do when I send out my message, it is limited. Can only say so many things. So what you're asking, quite a lot. So I would say another 100 gold pieces to get that information, and then further 100 gold pieces to get in contact with the driver of the team heading to pick up your fugitive friend.
Which brings us to around what?
Depending on how many people, 50 or 500. Kind of like looks between you all like, that's like a lot of money. Like, surely you don't have that much money.
Sounds fairly expensive, to be honest, but well, it is a bit of an unusual ask, I suppose.
That's just for sending a message. That isn't even payment for hindering a deal that I've made with other people or my good graces and goodwill. That's being thrown in for free. Smiles. While you're kind of like quiet and thinking about it, he's like kind of chewing on another sausage and just kind of like looking up around the corners of the ceiling, like with his eyes narrowed slightly, looking around.
Well, so what kind of hindering are we talking about? Are we talking about trying to delay and slowing them down by your own men, or making them turn around altogether? What would be possible?
Whatever you wish. I imagine that if you want to catch them, then you just simply don't want reaching them.
That would be the best option, I suppose, for us.
Indeed.
Well, the question is, what kind of payment is of interest to you? Are you only in it for the coin, or do you want something from us?
I think you have to.
Hmm?
Do you have anything in particular to offer that's greater than?
Hmm.
Do you?
Well,
It quite depends on what you're interested in.
I mean, primarily,
I
I'm
mean,
interested in making lots of coin. But if you have
well,
some,
we can. I think we can talk coin.
I mean, there's also another option.
Hmm.
If you simply do not wish for my people to pick them up, then you could simply pay me 200 for the 4 sleds that are already en route. Meaning that you wouldn't be able to take on any additional passengers, but I could delay them. You could deal with what you need to deal with, then be on your way. You wouldn't even need to step foot into Icewind Dale. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Huh? What was that?
What was that? I mean, it came at the right time,
Great.
but
Great.
Okay, so what he's saying is he could turn his people away, and then they would presumably have to come back here, or am I misunderstanding something about that last part?
If you wish me to turn them away, I can turn them away. And then you can catch your folks on foot.
Hmm.
If you catch them on foot, then you have no reason for sleds, right?
Indeed, but do you believe that they wouldn't have any way of pushing forward without your people?
Long walk?
Is it impossible to traverse
No,
the whole thing?
not at all. It just takes a long time. It's impossible for horses and wagons make it through, and none of the folk back in there have quite the fortitude as lax of adventurers such as yourselves. So no, for normal folk, I can't see making it through the spine. To be honest, don't know much about your folk that you're chasing down, though. Tell me, you think they would go by foot if they had to?
Possibly. They do have a magic user with them. Would that help? Possibly.
And he just shrugs. Sounds like you want me to give you answers to questions that clearly I do not have the answers to.
Well, fair enough.
I can't speak for what they will do, whether they would
Oh,
turn
yes.
back or whether they would.
That's perfectly fine. Well, we do want to secure our meeting them, I suppose. So, in that case, and I'm looking towards the group.
that's one question, if you may, Blackfire. How do you feel about barters?
But
An exchange. You say that you're interested in coin. Are you interested in anything else?
I mean, that was.
if you have something that you have to offer, I'm always open to negotiations.
A moment, if you will. And I'm going back to my room. And you're kind of hearing a bit of a dump as I'm pulling out the big armor that I was dying to get rid of.
Oh, the armor? Okay.
Wait, is it the invincibility armor?
Yeah,
It's not.
the invulnerability. It's the cursed invulnerability armor.
Right. Oh, my back. Here you go.
And she bring it down. He looks it over.
Well,
How does this one feel to you?
you could have just asked to bring the armor.
I mean, that's a long way to bring it down the stairs for me to turn around and say no. And he looks it down. Clearly magical. Do you know what it is?
It is.
I have a suspicion of what it is. At the very least, you can get far more coin out of this one than we are ever going to.
You're not wrong, but what is it?
It's an armor of invincibility.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerability.
It is It is certainly
No, that was not me this time.
Was that me? Did I go? No. it couldn't
No,
be.
I
I
got
don't know.
disconnected.
Oh,
I got.
is Harrison back?
disconnected.
Okay, it was Letitia then.
No?
Okay, so who checked the armor? Who knows what it? Who knows what exactly what it is?
I mean, we all know. It's an armor with vulnerability.
Is Harrison back?
No.
Oh, he keeps lighting up. It must be picking us up on his speakers.
Possibly.
Hello, do you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah, we hear you, Letitia.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so
Yes,
Yeah, you guys know what it is.
I
You know that it's
identified it.
cursed. Yeah, you identified it.
and we all it was shared as to what it is.
Yes.
We are all in the know. Okay, then I will just provide that information to him then, because I don't feel like lying to him now would be in any way reasonable.
Sure.
No.
And who's got the armor? Has anybody got it on them?
Yes, I got the armor.
You've got the armor. Let's have a look at it. Why is that not open in your character sheet? That's interesting.
It's in inventory. I don't have it equipped.
Oh no,
It's any.
no. I was trying to click your token, but I wasn't in token mode. Okay, inventory. Let's have a look. Armor of vulnerability. Simon's curse, a fact revealed only when it identifies a spell. Attuned to it, attuned to the armor, curses you until you attack. While curse you have a vulnerability to certain attacks. A remove curse spell is what it needs. Okay. And he kind of looking over this kind of like nice, perfect looking suit of armor. And says, well, this would indeed cover things substantially, but it's cursed, you see.
Well, if you can send a message out, there is no way for you to not be able to fix it up.
And beyond my ability personally, but I know people that can. That obviously comes at its own price, and then the price of selling it. All right.
Well,
Roll me, because it was Eileen that brought it down. Roll me a persuasion check, Eileen, and I'll say with advantage.
I can't look. I can't. You tell me.
it's not great.
This is
At least the 9 was better than the 3.
under different circumstances. If we were not in the middle of this place, if I was somewhere else, then I would be able to offload this relatively quickly. I'll tell you what. We'll make a deal with the armor. Tell me more about these people that you're after. There's a bounty on them. The 4 of them.
The bound
3 of them.
And then he kind of like nods. I can guess which 3. So what's that other fella doing hanging around with them? He's the mage, I take it.
You
or at
understand,
least
right?
or at least possesses abilities of that kind. Yes. We're not exactly sure how extensive those are, I'm afraid. And as to their connection, it is also a bit unclear at this point.
Possibly companions of circumstance, as is often the way in these times.
It is, after all, the Dales.
And
Almost.
it seems like you know more of him than them, so I'm presuming it is him that you are after.
He has created a bit of a situation for us, that is true.
And what is it you need from him? And he kind of looks at Eileen and said, "You asked me what is as much important as coin. Sometimes information is."
Hmm.
Well, okay.
Can I get the read on Blackfriar? Like, is he going to? Does he look like the kind who's going to sell this information on?
Yes.
I mean, just look at him. You don't even need to make a roll for that.
Mm. Um. Okay. Oh God, I'm not smart.
Oh, some furious typing going on.
A lot of typing.
Sorry.
Someone is googling something.
No, I was answering to Harrison.
Oh, he said something. Going to be a while. What time are? Oh, no. I hope his son is okay though. Do you know if he's sick or something?
Well, I said he's been sick, but I'm sure he'll be fine. It's kids.
Night terrors or something similar.
Figured we wouldn't go too far without you, as there are some obviously important decisions to be made. Okay, so he looks at Eileen. Says, "Why do you want this man?"
Unfortunately for you and your curiosity, me personally, just the occasion to get a spoon and hit him with over the head with it.
Well, yes, in this case, probably it's better if we stay around the topic of coin.
Well, now you have my curiosity.
Again. It's like a cheat code. You just have to say coin and he's happy.
Oh no, now it's more that you don't want to speak about who this guy is that he's curious about.
That is still under us to decide. I personally have my money that he is currently somebody who's seeking to find the lost civilization and achieve world domination. I don't know. What is your theory, Turiellos?
Look, let me make it plain. Now I'm very intrigued about who this person is. And so that is going to be part of the deal that we make. The fact that you have brought it up and are so keen to get them, and then so unwilling to tell me, that is going to be part of our deal, I'm afraid. And I will take a coin or the armor. I'm fine with either. But part of this most definitely depends on you telling me the truth as to who this person is.
Very curious.
Wait, can I ask a question out of game? I don't understand. So right now he's saying because we didn't tell him who the guy is, he made the deal that we need to tell him who the guy is. Oh, motherfucker!
You were.
I thought we were friends, Blackfriar.
We were. You have misread the situation significantly.
It is the opposite. We are at the opposite.
And so he looks.
No, we're not.
And says, "So, do we have a deal? Are you prepared to inform me of this person and what it is you're after? And then I will make the arrangements to make sure that my people do not pick them up. Could even be that when my people get there, maybe they're the ones that try to hinder and injure them. As I said, they are very capable. If your folks aren't prepared or don't expect it, and by the time you get up there, well, maybe we've made the job a hell of a lot easier for you."
Maybe not. If they manage to overcome your people, then they have the sled and they are free to go as they wish. We would like to avoid that situation.
Well, my friends, and he smiles, I think you greatly underestimate those people that would make the run from Bryn Shander to Hundlestone.
Tell me, Friar, if we were to make this deal and we give you the information, if we manage to find a little imp that appears to be lost, can we keep him?
What would we do with him? Yeah.
Shh, don't ask, don't ask.
And then
I'm asking, hypothetically, if we were to find the imp,
he narrows his eyes at you and it's like, no.
too bad. And if I help you find the imp, can we just
The
you know,
imp will
get-
return. Believe me.
Oh no, that sounds cruel, man. I hate this guy.
Maybe don't telegraph that information to his face.
He's going to torture him. Can I do something real quick? Can I go into my room and cast locate object on the coin that I gave to the imp?
If you want to, absolutely.
Yeah, can I do that? Yeah.
Yeah, so you just
I-
you just kind of like walk off and you kind of like. meh.
No, I'm going to say that I need to go to the toilet or something. You know, just basic excuse.
Sure. It's like,
No effort in it. Like they can guess that I just
Sure.
want to get out of the conversation. Yeah.
yeah, just kind of like passes his
There
hand.
goes the
Sure.
smart one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do that. Can I detect? Is it like within range? I think the range was like. Let me just check, but I think it was like 100 feet
You
or something.
sense it downstairs.
Downstairs.
Mm.
And if I follow it, do I
And
encounter
then
any
when you go
closed
downstairs,
doors or
you
something?
sense it in the kitchen.
Oh, why did he say it was missing? Okay, I go into the kitchen. then.
Oh, and as you kind of like, where the hell do you think you're going?
Oh fuck. Okay.
I'm just gonna walk into his kitchen. Just walk past him.
Is the toilet this way? I wanna.
No. Why did you go
No.
upstairs and be gone for a few minutes and then come down looking for the toilet? What are you up to?
Yeah, because upstairs, have you seen the state of that thing? I want to go like.
Roll me a
brave at
deception
once.
check. Roll me a deception check, you goddamn
I
liar.
hate you. Hate you. Okay, deception. Okay, I'm going to use my bardic inspiration, and I'm going to roll.
How does bardic
for-
inspiration? Are you going to start singing to yourself as you do it?
Wait, I can.
You're going to start juggling knives? Juggling knives like, hey.
Is that how it works?
I mean, you.
I don't
What,
know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's something like that. It's got to be
Yeah.
something. It's not just like
Anyway.
I just close my eyes and it happens. So are you going to get? No. Okay, you're not.
No. It was an 18 and then it was a 2.
And he just kind of like, bares his teeth
Oh
at you.
god.
Oh.
I suggest
Oink.
you sit down, or we are done here, and you will find your own way into Icewind Dale without my help. But you can still sense the burning, that the coin is in the kitchen somewhere. You can just kind of like sense it through the wall.
The coin?
Sorry.
Yeah, it was-
I'm just gonna wait outside then.
Wait outside where?
Outside of the tavern.
Okay. Oh, you're going outside? Outside?
Yeah, so I can cast invisibility and go back again.
Okay. Okay.
Jeez.
Make sure you tick your
I don't
ticking the
know.
clock off. Tick your-
No, honestly, no. That's risky. That's risky. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna wait by the door.
Okay. Make sure you tick your locate object off though. You didn't cast the spell.
Oh yeah.
So it's just waiting by the door. Okay. What, outside or just kind of like floating around?
No, just by the door inside, but by the
Okay.
door, like near the
Sure.
exit.
I am a busy man, and now I feel like my time is being wasted by whatever this is. So decide: are you paying with the armor or with coin? And are you prepared to tell me what it is that I wish to know?
Well, the armor is up for grabbing, I suppose. Eileen?
I am paying thank you, but the armor is still accepted.
Why does he suddenly sound tense? What did Lutetia say?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I was joking. I was joking. Am I correct?
Yes. So Letitia,
He didn't call Blackfry the N word or something, did he?
So Letitia.
No, it's worse.
Letitia was trying. Well, I know. I mean, it was just a series of unfortunate events. Letitia asked if we help you find the imp. Can. Well, she was originally saying, "Can we have him if we find him?" It's like, no. It's like, if we help you find him, can you help us? And he was like,
has he lost him?
yeah. Well, he said he doesn't know where he is. Were you not in at the beginning of all this?
No.
Okay. Yeah, at the beginning, he's kind of like been looking around, like a bit angry that the imp has just pissed off. And so Letitia said, like, I'm just going to go to the toilet. Went upstairs, cast locate object on the coin that she gave him before, sensed that it was in the kitchen, and then just went to walk straight into the kitchen. And he's like, where do you think you're going? Like, oh, yeah. Is this not where the toilet was? He's like, you just went upstairs. You were gone for a few minutes, and now you're going down. So I was like, roll deception check, and as you can see, bungled the deception check. Yes. And so he was like, I suggest you stop messing around. And so what you've missed is that Eileen brought down the armor of invulnerability in exchange for services, because it's going to amount to potentially, depending on what you want to do, 500 gold pieces. And that is 200 gold pieces to arrange 4 sleds for the 4 of you. An additional 50 if you want 2 extra sleds, 1 for Ket, 1 for Jerem.
I'll pay for 500.
And then, wait 1 minute. And then it's 100 to get a message to his people to find out who had been sent to pick up Sribbits. And then a message to that driver to say, don't pick them up. So he's basically charging 100 gold pieces for using the message, and then all the extras on top. And then we kind of bounced around the idea of, well, I could just find out who has been sent, and then send them a message saying, don't pick them up at all. Or if you want to pay me enough, attack these people and stop them. And then Eileen came down with the armor saying, like, will you take this in exchange of gold? And then, cause you're saying they were talking about
How dare you, Eileen?
They were talking about getting the people and wanting to stop them. He's like, why do you want to stop them? And then they were saying, like, because he was saying, like, oh, well, maybe my people can stop them. It's like, oh, well, one of them's a mage. And it's like, huh, okay. So it's the one guy that you're after, not the 3 that were with him. Why are you after him? And then everybody just went, zup. And I was like, okay, well. And so then he's like, well, now this is part of the deal. Now I want to know. So that is where we currently stand. It's whether you are prepared to tell him, and then, if so, how you wish to pay him. And that is where we are currently at.
This guy's fucking Gadrax, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, so far, he's just making deals.
Yeah.
And y'all keep trying to, well, not hold back, but it was basically yeah, well. So Eileen kind of mentioned it, and then when he was like, oh, well, who is this person? Why are you after him? Like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's like, well, now I'm curious. It's like, no, it's okay. It's like, okay, well, now you have to tell me. So this is where we're at now. And now he's getting a little bit agitated. He's already had a bit of a bad morning with his imp pissing off. Now this is all happening. What's happening here right now?
The apple was a portkey. The imp has teleported to the apple to steal the girl. Yeah, I cannot commit to being able to be here more than a few minutes. Thomas is extremely unsettled, so I don't want to start anything. Well, I don't want Gris to start any line of conversation that makes me then go, gotta go.
So you're floating around until you have to suddenly scarp her?
Pretty much, yeah. I want to listen and check in.
Sure.
What's the lie? Because I'm not a smart person.
The vibe is he's annoyed and he wants to get to the point.
And Gris, would you sooner spend the 500 gold pieces if that's the route you go down than the armor?
Nah, do you know what, to be fair, I thought that was a case of we were having to stump that up because we didn't have... I thought maybe nobody else realised the extent of my wealth. And people thought we were scrabbling for it. I'm fine with the armour.
Okay. And that's if you want all of the above. It all depends on what exactly you're after. You know what the various options are.
I will be watching the last half an hour of the VOD anyways, when we finish, when I'm in bed to catch back up. If we can potentially avoid sealing off fates of any decision, or have a little flexibility on if I watch the VOD and have an absolute harebrained scheme. But then again, I thought that Jeremy looking after the horse is a harebrained scheme, and the ungrateful fucker.
Well, hey, no, it's still a good thing. I think it's definitely going to mean that you're not taking Arliss and Espeth around. You know, there's a reason for him to now stick. You know, for them to stick around, but he's just putting it out there that
he's a bad dad.
Well, maybe. Who knows?
I think the question is right now, what do we want to tell? Because he's certainly not going to be taking no to a story.
Yeah, that's a good question.
And so, no out of character conversations about this now. Let's look at. We're in character.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the deal? Are you wishing to tell me what I wish to know, or not? Because if the answer is not, then I believe we are done here, and I can continue to my breakfast that is already going cold that I had to make for myself.
So, how much have we told them about Sribbit?
Nothing. Just
Nothing.
Just that he's a mage.
Just that he's a magic user.
Give me some flexibility if I have to dip away, but he is a known criminal who you are familiar with the dealings of Luskan, yes?
Yes, the dealings of what?
The ships, the pirate lords who rule it. This man stole an artifact of sentimental value to the leadership of... What ship is it? There you go. Ship Souljack. And we've been tasked by one of the big dealers in Luskan to see it returned.
Roll me a deception check with advantage, because it's all truth, but there's obviously something you are trying not to say.
DC? It doesn't matter.
Oh god.
Wowzers.
We're wonderful at this. We are absolutely amazing.
And he kind of just looks at you and says like, there is something you are not telling me.
There is.
He holds his hand up and puts his, kind of like does this gesture with his hand, which finishes with him touching a silver ring on his hand. And Dios anas. And you just feel a wave. Can I'll say all of you. Can you make a charisma saving throw, please? And it will be DC 13.
Oh god.
Nice.
I didn't know there was an animation in there. I found it, everything.
What is this? What is this?
Jesus. Oh,
And he
Hey, we
kind of
are
like
quite
volume.
he kind of like sees it all going, and then he just kind of like stops, holds his hand up to Gris, and turns to Torelios. Torelios, I'm still saying your name wrong, and looks to you and says, "Who is this man that you seek?" And you cannot speak a deliberate lie while in the radius of zone of truth.
I know.
You can be evasive in your answer as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth. If
What
you
is
wish.
the truth?
Who is this man?
What exactly do you want to know? We don't know really much about him.
What's his name?
Sribbit's Perfume.
What has he taken?
An artifact, as was said.
Do you know the name? Or what?
No, I do not know the name.
You know what it's been called.
Really?
Has anyone outside of... I thought we'd only said its name in, like, the meta of us.
Yeah.
I have,
That it
I have
is,
no
well, it was
idea.
identified as being a Netherese orb, hence there being a card called Recover the Netherese Orb.
Yeah, I thought that was for our benefit. Okay.
I mean, I would have just called it an orb. No, I think Aggie identified that it had some Netherese magic.
Hey, don't put
thanks
this,
a
don't
lot,
put
Aggie.
this on my
Oh yeah, I didn't think it's like a... I mean, it is an orb of a Netherese origin. It doesn't make it its name Netherese orb
Okay.
in my mind. Like
Okay, sure. So you.
that's how I interpreted it before. But if it is called Netherese orb,
you don't. No,
I
it's
know
not.
it.
It's obviously not called a Netherese orb. So okay, so you're saying I don't
Blackfriar
know.
loses interest.
Okay, so you're saying I don't know. Okay, so what is important about it?
And this we do know. I mean, I need to get what we know exactly in order as well, because we do know that it helps tracking, right? Is that
Can
what it was?
I try... I know that he's shushed me. Can I try to speak before Torelios answers?
I mean, if you wish.
I get that he might disregard me, but I'm hoping that if I
Well,
say...
he knows that you can lie. He knows that it hasn't worked on you. That's what the spell does. It tells you whether the zone of truth has worked or not.
The thing that the Netherese orb does is that it helps you locate other objects of Netherese origin. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Something along those lines, yes.
Okay. Well, we are not sure what the extent of its capabilities are, exactly.
The extent of, but you know something. What do you know about it?
So is it the artifact or the man that you now seek information about?
I mean,
because the deal was, we tell you what we know about Sribbit's Perfume. We know his name, we know he has dealings in Laskan. We know that he was supposed to procure an item, and he failed to do so, and instead took his liberty to evade with it. Now we follow.
but now the item is more interesting than the man, because clearly that is what you are trying to hide. Who is it you are even working for? And he just kind of says it with a smile on his face.
Well, that was certainly not a part of the deal.
I see no reason to withhold it. If I speak it, Blackfriar may doubt me, but I see no reason why you should not say it.
Okay, I'll glance at you, I suppose. Yeah. Well, in that case, if Sagris deems it reasonable, we're working for Jarlaxle of Laskan.
Jarlaxle Banner?
Well, that is his name, I believe, yes.
And his face drops. And he just kind of like shakes his hand, and you feel whatever was compelling you just suddenly disappears. Very well.
Is that not the sort of information that you wanted?
I think the sooner you are out of Hundlestone, the better.
Oh, he doesn't like us anymore.
You are not on good terms.
Oh
with
no,
Jalaxel?
he's terrified. It's good. Silence.
Tell me what it is you need, and then choose your form of payment. And then you'll be gone. Does that seem fair?
Oh yes.
It does.
Yes.
May I ask, Blackfriar, from your reaction, would you appreciate it if Jalaxel heard of the aid you were giving us? Or would you rather that your presence was left entirely missing from our debrief?
And he kind of picks up one of the sausages and chews on it. Like he's clearly rattled in some way. He's kind of like chewing, like a little bit. Then he kind of like stops. You can see it's like the most uncool he's seen since you met. Right. I think you may have overestimated or assumed my relationship with Jarlaxle Benray. I do not have any dealings with him or his people, but I know well enough not to interfere with them as well. However, giving assistance to him, he kind of like sits back, and you can see there's like some calculations going on in his head.
I imagine someone of your business acumen has aspirations beyond Hundlestone. If this endeavour goes well, I see no reason why you should not be referenced as one of the main reasons we were able to aid Jalaxel.
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
What does he have to be persuaded for? Was the venture not going to go well?
And he kind of listens to you and is like nodding. I believe we could come to a more agreeable set of terms for us all if it was known that I did indeed help you good folks in your current endeavors. He kind of gives this little half smile. What course of action do you wish to take against the people you are chasing? What is it you need from me?
I'd like to tell you that after I watch the VOD.
Well,
Perhaps it's something that you should
Sleep on.
think about, consider, and come back to me.
What a champion
If you-
idea.
if you feel that way.
Shut up, Turlius. I feel that way.
Okay, that's fine if you want to.
I mean,
You want
out
to
of
be able to-
character, out
Yeah,
of
'cause-
character, I still do want to take a spoon and beat him over the head with it.
I mean,
Sure.
your chances of getting away with that have just significantly increased. So,
Yeah, it would appear that way.
I mean, it's coming up on 11. I know Aggie wanted to
Yeah, true.
call it anyway, so
Okay.
It's my roommates have to work tomorrow, and it's
Yeah.
already midnight, so I cannot just keep talking in the living room.
that's fine. That's fine. So we'll put a pin in it there with Blackfriar kind of musing it over. You guys having the options laid out in front of you on what you wish to do, and then that will presumably let you decide what you want to say to Jenna and the Baroness. We'll make that potentially a more briefer element of the next session, and then presumably, depending on what is decided, we'll be well underway. And
To
all
what?
that preparation I did for you going, well, I'm presuming going fighting Frostbeard again.
No.
No,
So
no,
where-
no.
So where are we going?
We're going to
So-
Suntown.
So you head north, but kind of Frostbeard's caves kind of stretch round to the north, so you find that you
Put another route in.
If the east was north, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a reference to a campaign that
Yeah.
my brother did for me and Alex, and he gave us the options of going like the mountains to the west or the desert to the south, and we decided to go south. But he'd only prepped the mountains and didn't tell us. He's like, you kind of actually in heading that direction. The mountains do kind of stretch round, so you kind of end up at the mountains anyway. I'm like, right, okay.
That's convenient.
Yeah. Yep. Okay then. Well, that has been some interesting negotiations, folks.
I'm glad I got
we're-
back to
we're
the
so
computer
good.
when I did.
Mm.
That's as well.
It was very good to have you back properly, Aggie.
Indeed.
Hello.
It's nice to have.
I am.
Yeah, it's good to have all four. It's good to have the full group. So,
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Well, should we say good night to our viewer?
good night, viewer.
Good old Nikki.
And stay tuned for more Blackfriar conflict next
Yeah.
week.
Sorry, you guys didn't get to see the new rear.
In a year.